Drinking craft beer isn't just a hobby. It's a way of life. What is that, a Coors Light? You might as well be drinking water. You should try a real beer. Listen, I'm not saying I'm better than you because I drink craft beer, but I'm definitely more cultured. A six-pack of these only costs like $47. It's really not that expensive. I don't drink for the buzz. I drink for the taste. Let me guess, yours has 4.5% alcohol? This is 7.2. So yeah, you can really smell the hops. Yeah, it might take me 45 minutes to finish one, but some of them are like 9% alcohol. It's really not about getting drunk. It's more of a culture thing, but you wouldn't understand.
No champagne or girly drinks, we drink beer and beer and beer, beer, beer. No
Yeah,
champagne
baby.
or girly drinks, we drink beer and beer and beer, beer, beer.
What is up, everybody? Happy Thursday. We are back in the house. Woohoo! Give it up, give it up, give it up. We are ready to drink some beers. And what do you think of that opening there? I don't know. It doesn't take me that long to drink. I don't know, like 7.2. And he's like, what are you talking about, dude? Like, how slow of a drinker are you? I'm finishing like 18% barrel ages in that time frame. What are you doing, son? What are you doing? But we gotta have fun.
You can tell by his voice he's a beginner. He hasn't gotten into it yet. Once
Apparently
he gets
not.
there, he's going to sound pretentious like us.
That's pretty much. And that's the thing. I like having these openings on here because we all have to be able to take shots at ourselves and have a little bit of fun, right? I mean, we're all craft beer drinkers, but it's kind of fun seeing just some of the attitudes and the jokes and stuff that are out there around us as being craft beer drinkers. And we'll drink some macros here and there too. Don't get me wrong, but it's humor. Too much in life nowadays. People don't take time to make fun of themselves or laugh a little bit at themselves. So there you go. But that was pretty good there. So Thursday night, we are back in the house with 2 weeks out from being in Niagara, I think, which will be like crazy time. So lots of good footage will be done at that point, and looking forward to that. I can't believe it's already like 2 weeks away. So
I know, right?
Watch out, Canada. We about to come up there and tear some shit up. So yeah. But for all you there in the comments, thank you for joining tonight. And I know we're up against some pretty serious programming tonight because it's debate night. So I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
It is debate night. My poll question tonight, I could have put the debate. We could have made a debate game and probably got really, really tore up. But I know two of us have to work in the morning tomorrow. So between those two guys, yeah, we would be trash. But the poll question, go ahead.
Oh, I did hear something cool about the debate, though. I heard they're actually turning off the microphones when it's not your turn this time, which I wanted them to do for years.
I think they did it last year.
About that.
No, they didn't do it last year because 4 years ago Trump was interrupting on Biden a lot, and even when Hillary and Trump were doing it, were interrupting. So
yeah,
I did see
when they're doing it. They're cutting the mics.
To somebody for a different one. I don't remember what it was. I think they were doing that then. Isn't
it sad that you got to cut it off because two adults can't? You know. Really, it's more one adult than the other one, but there was a debate like professional or whatever, scholar or whatever, talking about. He's actually pretty pumped up to see it because like when they do debate stuff, that's how they usually do it with the mics cut off so people can't interrupt from the other side. So he's like been wanting it for like decades to have this done. So it'll be interesting to see. But they were showing kind of how it would work yesterday. And so you'll see the lips moving, but you won't hear anything. You'll be like watching an old Chinese kung fu flick, right? Like,
Oh, this is going to be a great opportunity for the YouTubers that do like lip reading, the what did they say kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
well, for you,
all different things.
For all you Mystery Science 3000 fans from back in the day, here's your night to actually make your own commentary for the debate. Turn it into a YouTube video, right? Have fun with it. Go TikTok. I expect to see some crazy stuff tomorrow. People like making up their own sound bites when people are talking. You can't hear the words coming out of their mouth. So
it's going to be phenomenal.
It'll be an interesting night in politics. So shout out to Vanessa in the house. Cheers, Vanessa. Great to see you as always. Happy Thursday. And shout out to JT, who couldn't make it last week, but great to have you back again, my friend. Because my craft beer is better than your craft beer. I'm definitely better than you for drinking craft beer, right? Yeah. You gotta laugh at some of the pretentiousness around craft beer. So each week I'm trying to find different ones to kind of highlight some of the fun. And I'm going to have some other ones coming on with some of the macro drinkers at some point too. But as I was scrolling through, I was like, that's a pretty good one. Let's share that tonight.
Didn't you know that this adds to the flavor?
Yeah,
because it brings out the hop aroma even more.
Right. You know, you got to do the right things. Yeah, it all matters. It all comes together. So, yeah. So you got to put Octua on it. So yeah. Anyway, I don't know how many more times I can hear that this week, but every time I hear it, it's kind of funny. Now I'm seeing videos of people just going crazy with it.
Yeah.
But she ended up getting fired, but she's like a teacher. I can understand why she got fired as a teacher, just because you're teaching, like, parents like, I don't want my kid maybe seeing that person as my teacher type thing or whatever. But I feel like the parents were probably laughing when they saw it too. Like, unless it was like
sorry, I must have missed what this is. What happened?
You ever seen any of the Hawktua? Got to spit on that thing? Biggest story of the week. Everywhere, Hawktua, everywhere.
Have you not seen that?
It's probably Urban Dictionary at this point. Somebody typed Urban Dictionary about it.
Don't worry. I'm currently working 60 hours a week and trying to buy a car. So
they were in Nashville and they got interviewed by the guy. And what'd he say? What's your main move or something in bed or something? I forget what he says, but she says,
Hawktua. You got to spit on that thing. Yeah. Mal's like kind of just like. If I find a video, I'll share the video here. But I think like most of the people probably in the chat have probably seen it like crazy too. But yeah, they're running it like crazy. But she's about to get paid off a lot of stuff. I don't think she's going to miss being a teacher. She is like everywhere. They got hats out now. They got T-shirts out now. I mean, it is just like picked up speed. So yeah. So Hawktua and spit on that thing. That's what we learned this week, folks. That was the new vocabulary added to the American lexicon. But as far as beers, I'm going to actually start out with one that's a little bit lighter, just because I got one left of this one, and I'm like, it's been hot. We were like 98, 99, or 100 or something today. I didn't go out except for a little bit earlier. So I'm going to go ahead and finish out my last of this Big Truck Farm Brewery Highlight American Lager. Look at that right there. Big old 4x4. So they are out of Southern Maryland. They actually got some nice beers. So I didn't get a chance to stop at the brewery, but Big Truck Farm Brewery does some quality stuff. If I get back down that way, I would definitely pay them a visit. And that's what I'm going to start with. So I don't do a lot of lagers, American lagers on here. So this will be a nice little change up. Oh, yeah. That's the sound of the weekend right there. And what are you guys drinking?
Good, Mel. I am drinking Great Lakes Juicy Vivacious.
Ooh. Juicy.
It's a double IPA, 9.5%.
Okay.
I don't know if that's a that's the Great. Is that the Great Lakes in Michigan or in Ohio?
That's Ohio.
That's Ohio. Yeah, there's only one in Ohio, and that's the one in Canada.
But yeah, there's one in Canada. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't get their stuff.
There's Big Lake Brewing in Michigan, but not Great Lakes. It's just Ohio.
Right. Got confused.
Ohio. OHIO. What do you got, Mal?
And this one, which you don't ever see very often anymore, it's just in 12-ounce cans.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it came out a few months back. It's probably just trailing off now because they keep adding different ones into their IPA line.
So I have from Phase 3 Brewing Interstellar Illusions. It is a saison with an alien hand doing a shadow puppet of a spaceship, which makes me amused.
Oh.
But yeah,
Are
saison
you
that is 7%. So I have not had this one before.
Saison.
And it's foamy. Woo!
Look at that.
Yeah, that's a foamy one.
Look at this,
That's
Mal.
really citrusy, though.
Decided to bring my other glass out. The West Coast IPA. Rod J. BeerVentures glass. You do got a lot of foam on it.
Mm-hmm.
I would have said a lot of head, but you were drinking at the time.
That's all it tasted so far is all that foam.
That's a lot of head on it, too.
Wow. That's a lot brighter than a lot of saisons I've had. It has
Yeah?
a bit of sharpness to it, and I taste peach and plum and dirt and compost.
Dirt and compost. There you go.
Yeah,
That
but
doesn't
it's
make you
really,
thirsty.
but it's really
Yeah, I was
a
gonna
light feel. Usually
Yeah.
the composty saisons have a heavy
Mm.
feel. This one's not mouth coating. It's a little on the like a sharp pilsner mouth
Yeah.
feel. It bites back a little bit. It's interesting.
There's
I
no
don't-
other
I
Go ahead.
like it.
there's no other industry vocabulary that can make something sound so unappealing but yet appealing at the same time outside of craft beer.
Right?
You know, you say compost,
Good thing.
but you know what? Maybe we'll get a little like compost there. You know, it's
Yeah.
it's like you say something musty. I don't know what you musty, but it's a craft beer musty. Oh,
Yeah.
that's
Oh,
a
and
different type of
second-
musty. Yeah, that can work. That can work. So yeah.
Well,
Just
I've described a saison to a friend of mine trying to get them to try it, and they did not like my description, but I don't care because that is how I want my saisons to be.
yeah.
1800s farmhouse. You go down into the basement, dirt cellar, where they used to store fruit, and some of the fruit got left behind and fermented, and you're sipping a puddle off the floor of the dirt cellar in this farmhouse. That is my perfect saison. I want it to be earthy, musty, composty, a little bit of fruit in there, and just nuts. That just makes me happy. So
Right
that's
now,
my
there's
favorite way to describe a saison.
right now, there's a brewer making notes to make a recipe.
Oh, heck
I'm
yeah.
gonna,
Heck yeah.
Okay. All right.
gonna call it Mal's favorite.
Mhm.
Yeah. I was gonna do a video on some of the vocabulary of the craft beer world. I still may do it, but it's just like, some of the words like horse blanket. Like I started using horse blanket. It's funny just because if you're in a craft beer world, you know what a horse blanket is. Like
Yep.
I don't have any. Like I grew up in rural South Jersey, so I've been around horses. But I don't know how many other people have it. But apparently, when you say it, okay, I get that. Yeah, it's like it clicks. So yeah.
Well, I've also heard feet and armpit and
Feet, not my feet are like
dank.
with the feet with the nacho smell. I've gotten
Oh,
them
yeah,
some stuff.
I've heard that too. Because you
yeah.
get the corn in there, yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep. And that's all acceptable.
Yeah. And people were like, I get that. I was like, really? Like you get the feet in the nachos? Okay.
Well, when I describe a saison like that at work, I'll only do it with a few people that seem like they're craft beer people.
Yeah.
But I'll explain it the way I explain it, and they're like, I don't know if I want to drink this now. I'm like, I'm serious. Try it. You're gonna see that I am correct, and it's still amazing. And they try, and they're like, Jesus Christ, what happened? I'm like, I told you. And then they took our saison and they put it in Cabernet barrels. So now I say,
Ooh.
okay, now somebody spilled a glass of wine down there. Go for it. Like, I'm not kidding. You're gonna love
There you
this.
go.
It's insane.
There you go.
It makes me happy.
Mm. Yeah. Often you can hear it after a craft beer description, but all in a good way.
Yeah.
You can hear it at the end.
Not in a bad way, though. Yeah, in a good way.
Just think of it in the best possible terms. There you go.
It's like maybe the only thing where, with all due respect, may actually work. You know, and you're not slamming something.
Yeah, the person going, you could not have described that any worse than you just did. But it's so tasty.
Yeah.
I mean, like what Sweetwater 420? It tastes like they threw an ounce of pot through a juicer. Yeah.
I've
that's
heard
pretty much
some
how
people
it
say
tastes.
the bong water type feel.
Yeah.
Oh, Emerson in the house. Cheers, my friend. Drinking a Perny Wicked Weed 7.3. I'm also on Adderall, Coke, B12, Focus Factor, Muscle Relaxer, and just for fun, a subtle stool softener. I dare anyone to delete me tonight. Try to debate me. Anyone try to debate me tonight? Yeah.
Well, his mic's already turned off.
Yeah. Well, he might need a diaper if he's gonna have all that stuff going on.
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah.
And possibly a straight
might the two debate candidates. They might need diapers.
You know, I would not be surprised.
Just trying to fit in, that's all.
Standing up there waiting for that break. Can I go to the bathroom? No, we gotta hold it. I can't hold it. I'm gonna let it go. Let it go. Thank God for Depends.
Can I get a mop at podium 2, please? Mop at podium 2.
You want to get electrocuted. Got a little too close to the wire. Hey, Vanessa and JT. Yeah. JT said what's up there. Yeah. So, in the summertime, an American lager can definitely be something nice and light. This one, like I said, 4% ABV. So you could pound a few of these. The made me think earlier too, because I was talking to someone yesterday again about the Hulk Hogan beer that just came out, and that's an American light lager. I think that's like 4.5% on the one that he brought out. That's going to be kind of interesting just to see how that plays out. I mean, is it just a celebrity of Hulk Hogan trying to get a beer release now, trying to be relevant on something, or he's not like Stone Cold when Stone Cold did Broken Skull, like known for beer drinking, right? Like, I feel like you could see Hulk drinking beer, but it wasn't like, known as much. Like he was always like that until we went to NWO. Then he kind of switched it out from Hulkamania. But
he's got the belly, man. I'll count that. He's got the belly. As soon as you got your beer belly going, you're good.
Yeah. Well, I feel like some of these beers that are being done, they're trying to chase garage beer now, which, knock on wood, it was great to be at the launch of that with Braxton when it was a Braxton beer before they sold it off. But now there's like people trying to get into that lager type area and just have that. I feel like they're going after that. Like, what's the other one? The Kentucky Montucky Cold Snack, where they only make that one lager. Like garage beer is only doing a garage beer. No, they're still open. Montucky, they're still open.
Oh, I thought Montucky closed. Oh, okay.
Unless someone didn't tell me, unless I didn't get the memo.
Yeah, I don't know.
Last I heard they were still doing well out there and being praised on what they were doing. So
yeah, one of the workers at my Benny's said, "You better buy some now because they're not going to be open anymore. They're closing." I was like, "Oh, all right."
Huh.
But
well, shit. Well, there goes that lager argument.
Well, I mean, maybe the guy was wrong though. So it's very possible that some the sales guy at Benny's didn't know. So
yeah, he might have just been trying to get you to buy some other stuff, just like so he can smooth it, right? Like, better buy it now. Like, I'll be back next week though.
They have so much craft beer there at such higher prices, and he kept trying to push Montucky on me. And like 3 or 4 times I went in there, he was like, "Oh, you got to try this one. It's really good." I'm like, "Yeah, you told me that the last 4 times I was here, but I'm buying this one that's twice the price right now. Is that cool?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, that's fine, I guess. This one's just really good." I was like, "All right." I think he just found a favorite he really latched on. That's all.
Yeah, I don't see anything about them closing on here, so I think he might have just been trying to boost some sales.
Yeah.
But he was picking like the cheapest freaking one in the aisle. It was weird.
Maybe it wasn't a good seller for him, so he's trying to get people to move it. Maybe he needs his numbers up.
Yeah.
Like, maybe.
Like, you need to go get this Montucky sold, or you're going to pull the account from you. Start lying to people. Like, what is that? $10 a six? I'm spending $35 over here on a 6-pack. Okay.
I'm gonna pull us from Beer Talk just to share a very happy thing with you guys. This is the first time I've been able to put my hair in a ponytail since I shaved my head, and I'm super excited.
Very nice.
So, ponytail, got it. You don't care, but I care.
How long has that been?
Gosh, 2 years, 3?
I was gonna say,
something like that.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's been a while. But it took a long time before I could get it to this length. So now I'm like, yay, I'm getting there. 2 more years, I might have it past my shoulder blades.
Well, you know how it is. We make shit happen here. So congrats to that.
Yes, it was all the beer, I'm sure.
Yeah, right. All of that came into play. They really love your hair. They won't stop clapping. They're pretty proud of it.
Who? Oh.
They were really all into it there. So that Hawk-Tua chick keeps popping up.
We're all about the Hawk-Tua.
Oh, about the Hawk-Tua. Around 80-30-ish, Liz and I are going to the Charleston bar in town in Bucktown to meet a friend. Oh, very nice.
I think I've been to the Charleston bar in Bucktown. Chu's best friend lives in Bucktown. So I'm pretty sure I've hit every bar in that town.
Oh, didn't want that. Hit the wrong button. But well, hopefully it's cooler there now. You guys weather down because you guys were going through a little bit of a heat wave there too.
It was low 80s today, so it was
Yeah.
nice.
Today was nice, no humidity today, so I came home and cut grass. After
Yeah.
work and
Yeah.
no, not tomorrow. So it's coming your way, Rod. But yeah, tomorrow's gonna start. It's gonna get super hot again.
We had rain yesterday, and that brought it down today some, but then it got hot again towards the afternoon. So
Yeah, we had when was that? I think yesterday, maybe. Yeah, it was yesterday. It was storming crazy yesterday. I couldn't hardly see coming home from work. It was raining so hard.
high around 70. JT
No,
says
higher around
Chicago.
7 below, it looks like to be.
Yeah,
Yeah,
7
7
minus. Yeah,
below. Wow, I
Damn it.
wore the wrong shirt.
I hit the dash instead of the 0.
Made me happy. Thank you, James.
Yeah. So on the poll question of today, if you haven't seen it out there, so I was thinking back, like, what question can I ask tonight that I haven't asked before, and I started thinking about like games, and I mentioned the little debate thing we could have played earlier, but I did a thing on games on the poll. So the poll question basically is, I gave you 4 choices that are out there. Now, some of you may know these games, some of you may not. I remember pretty much all of them because pretty much played them all because that's what we did when we drank and did stuff. But of the 4 of the drinking games, if you played or if you're still playing, because some of you guys might be still playing some of the games out there, which of these drinking games did you enjoy the most? And I had Thumper, and I had Quarters, Beer Pong, and 3-Man. 3-Man. I put men. Yeah, no, I put man. 3-Man. So I don't know if you know all those games because it depends on when you came through and what time you came through. But of those games, everybody kind of knows Quarters, right? You guys know Quarters with the shot glasses. So everybody knows Quarters. Where you bounce. You never did Quarters, Mal? You never shotgunned a beer until last year, and you never did Quarters?
So to explain, me and my friends, we didn't drink. Like we made our own fun without drinking. I didn't really start drinking until well after college.
Okay.
So, I mean, it just wasn't my thing, I guess. I had other stuff to focus on. But once I got into it, I was very much a fan. But I was beyond that age of the game playing at that point. So I just never really... I have played beer pong like twice.
Okay.
And I played Flippy Cup once. But that's it.
No, what was that first one, Rod? Thumper?
So the first one was Thumper.
What, I don't know what
And now Thumper was one that we did back in high school in the mid to late 80s. So it was done in colleges and all that kind of stuff too. But Thumper was one of the more complicated games to play because if you were a kid, you remember that game called Simon where you had to follow the code?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, this is a game when you're drinking, you need to follow the code drinking wise. So you would be at a table, and it's been shown like some different movies. I can't remember what movie I saw in the last, but it's been in some movies. Everybody bangs on the table, and everybody likes a sign. So if we're like at a table, each of us makes our own different hand sign. So you'd have like 10 people or whatever at this table, and whoever turned it was to go first, they would throw their sign up, right? And then they would give a sign to somebody else. Then that person they called had to do that sign of a person ahead, and then their sign, and then somebody else's sign.
So it just keeps going.
And you keep going around until someone screws up, and then they got to like drink.
Okay.
So if you think it like that, because again, we grew up as Gen X, we were playing Simon as a kid. Well, it seems we knew memory stuff. Let's do a memory drinking game. So it kind of kicked over, I guess, into our generation. Yeah. So you would get hammered for sure and get lit up. But it was a fun time. Quarters was a quarter bounce.
Yeah.
And then beer pong, everybody kind of knows the beer pong type thing. And then we had 3-Man. Was 3-Man, which was like you did that with a pair of dice. You had to have at least 3 people in, and you would throw the dice, and whoever got the 3 would be the 3-Man, and then wear his hat, like 3-Man hat, and everybody would roll dice. And different dice matchups did different things. So if you like roll doubles, you would be able to assign 2 people to chug their beer. Or if you got like a total of a 4, it would do something else where the person on your left had to drink. Or there were different rules that went along with. It's another one that you got really hammered playing that one. But that might have been a little bit more old school. We played that later in college and stuff like that and everything. But I was trying to think of some of the other ones. I couldn't think of anything I think later on, like some of the generations, they may have done like the never ever game, like I never ever. But if you did it, you had to drink. Or if you never ever did something, you raise your hand. But if you did do it, you would drink. So there were different things other people had done, but I don't know if that was fully like a beer drinking game. Probably the most popular were probably the quarters and the beer pong. But Thumper was a fun game. Whoever played Thumper, we used to have a blast back then.
So I did play Ring of Fire, which was a card game where you do the cards out in a circle and everybody's drawing one card at a time, and each of the different cards had different rules. So like one of the cards made all the men at the table drink, one of the cards made all the women drink, one of the cards you get to ask someone a question. If someone answers you, they have to drink. But you can do that to anybody. So you can be like in the middle, whose turn is it? And someone answers, drink, so things like that. And categories, there was one like, name types of dogs, and you're going around the circle and everyone has to name a breed of dog, and when someone can't, they have to drink. They had a waterfall thing where the first person starts and everybody has to start after, and then they slowly end it. But so I have played Ring of Fire, and I actually taught that to some of the other BrewTubers in Atlanta 2 years ago. So watching TK and Brian and Shane and Brian's wife and all of us doing this game, it was really funny. So that was a good one. I liked Ring of Fire. Oh, and Chew, of course. Chew was there too.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the other card game was like Asshole. There was a game called Asshole. You would play, you get drunk on that too. That was another drinking game that we would do back then.
No, we used to play that game too, but I don't know what they had a name for it, but I can't think of what it was. I was asking Shannon.
The Ring of Fire one?
Yeah. Where each card you do something different, like a social, like you drew a 2 or whatever, and it was social, everybody had to drink, or guys drink, women drink. And then one card was like you had to drink every time for whatever reason until the next person drew that card or something. It was fun.
Yeah. The Ring of Fire one's inappropriate though. Two for you, 3 for me. 4's for horrors.
Yes.
And then 6 is for dicks. It was very inappropriate, but it was super fun.
And then I've got one. It's called Sink the Biz, and they play it at a bar, Kilroy's, up in Bloomington up at IU. So me and my brother and at the time his wife, we were up there at a football game, and a bunch of us went to the bar. So we took, and it's a little, I've got it downstairs. It's a little like bucket. Clear bucket, and you fill it with beer, and it floats a little shot glass in it, and you pour a beer. Each person takes turns pouring a beer, and then once it sinks, then you got to drink you got to chug your whole beer. Or actually,
personally, I would have a bucket filled with water because I feel that's a waste of beer.
Well, that's what we did. We filled it with water, and then we just had our cans. We went through like a case of beer in like 10 minutes, 15 minutes. It was stupid.
Well, here's actually the Thumper game. We can pull it up here. So do that way. No, we'll do it this way. We're on there with it, kind of. Let's go this way. So there's a video like Thumper. I haven't seen this video, so I'm not sure. We'll see what happens here.
I hope it is what it says it is.
Wait a minute. I gotta make sure I share the sound right. Let me do this real quick. Did I do the sound? Share screen. So make sure the box. Yeah, that's the one. Okay. How to play Thumper. There we go. All right. All right. Let's see.
How to play beer games. Thumper.
Y'all hear it?
Memory and concentration decrease when you drink, which makes this beer game challenging and fun. You will need people and beer. Come up with a motion. It should be simple, short, and easy to remember. Whatever motion you choose, it's your trademark and your calling card. Give everybody else a chance to memorize it. Now, everybody pounds the table, and somebody yells,
"What's the name of the game? Why do we play?"
Watch watch again. The leader does his own gesture, then another guy's. If it's your gesture he does, you go next. Do yours first, then somebody else's. Then it's their turn until somebody messes up and has to drink. Cheers.
I'd screw that one up right
And
away.
that was it. But when we did it, it was like we'd say, instead of that thing coming through, oh, I don't know if that was coming through or not. But they did it to get drunk. I know we said to get fucked up. That's how we said it when we played it back in the day.
Yeah.
So yeah, and we would go fast and just be like, you had to be alert on it and stuff like that. So as you can imagine, as you go through various rounds, people get lit really quick and get hammered.
Ouch.
Yeah. I think when the cats got in.
Yes, one of the
Lost
cats
Todd.
got in, and she got into my bin of feathers. So she started pulling feathers out and making a mess over in the corner. Which, I mean, it's not like this room is the cleanest at the moment. I realize it's a bit of a mess, but I don't want feathers everywhere because she needs to stay out of my crafting supplies. So I just had to chase the cats out. Sorry.
No, that's fine. But you said out, and then Todd disappeared, which was the funny thing.
Okay, that's funny. I didn't realize that happened. But
I think you scared Todd out of the room.
Unintentional, but funny nonetheless.
From New Orleans, we didn't play any drinking games. We were born at a more sophisticated drinking level. LOL.
Ooh,
Yeah. Stumbling down Bourbon Street was your rite of passage. Liz says, "Hi everyone." That Todd looks like he has a halo. Oh, that's that AI. That's that background he uses now.
That's the AI background he's installed.
Yeah.
He keeps making improvements to it.
Todd's getting really good at the graphics.
Yeah.
My daughter called in, so I'm on Shannon's iPad. So the calls come through that too, and it kicked me out.
It was just funny because
my daughter's on vacation, so she was calling to let her know that she got so we went to IU last Friday because she's going to Bloomington in the fall.
Yeah.
She was calling to tell us that one of her best friends, she went up there last year, and she just got notified that she's going to be in the same dorm as her friend. So
that's good. That'll be help her out.
She's
So
all
yeah,
she had to call Shannon. So that's what kicked me off.
Todd having a halo. Yeah, that's definitely AI. Well, I said though, I got to be careful what videos I actually pull up here. Is the only thing, JT. So I don't know with Ozzy if it would be like if I get a copyright thing or something.
Possible.
I looked at that one. That one was like kind of just a regular person thing, so I knew I was okay there. But so
he's another beer reviewer, right?
Ozzy Man Reviews,
isn't he?
Yeah. I don't know.
I thought
I don't know if I follow Ozzy Man Reviews.
I'm pretty sure, or it's some kind of liquor. I thought he was a beer reviewer.
Let me see. Ozzy Man.
I mean, I may be incorrect.
I mean, he's got 5 million subs.
Oh, he's got a lot.
Ozzy Man. Yeah. So it's actually not about him, JT. Like when you get big in YouTube and stuff, you get media companies and stuff, and the media companies are the one that do the trademark things. They're the ones, because like I do stuff with the reaction. That's who usually hits. Not the artists themselves or the people doing the video. It's the people they're actually under when you start getting those agreements. Yeah.
Once you have 5 million subs, you probably have some sort of media representation at that point.
But shit, once you get 10,000 for some people, depending. I mean,
really?
Yeah, you can get in there. Yeah. I mean, back in the day when I first started doing it, I was part of one of the little group things, and I was just over 1,000 subs. But some of these ones they do, and they check when other people have your stuff on their channel, and they'll file claims and stuff out. So at that one is pretty huge. Yeah. But let's say here, Shannon slamming doors over there.
Sounds like
No, sorry, that was me.
Oh. I'm going to get another beer because that first one
Holy
went down really.
crackers.
Shit. Yeah, I just grabbed
Huh?
one too.
I said, holy crackers, we're only 30 minutes in, man. What are you doing?
It was
Yeah.
a 4%. It was a 4% lager. There was
Well,
nothing
I told
there.
you how smooth that 9.5%
I know, but
one was.
gosh. Someone was
Yeah.
in a hurry.
Didn't taste like 9.5.
I mean, that was lower than Coors, so it didn't take too long. It tastes better than Coors, but not that I have anything against Coors. It's just,
Did it
it's
taste
craft.
like a dirt floor in a farmhouse?
It did not do that. Not as much horse blanket in that one either. So a little less horse blanket. But I'll go grab another beer here real quick. I think I'm gonna actually do a Modelo, I believe. Let me get rid of those as well before I start getting into the IPAs. That's at 5% ABV, so I'm stepping it up. I never drink beers this low unless I got them laying around the house. I need to clean out the fridge and make room, right? So yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm there too.
Yeah, I'll be right back. Talks amongst yourselves. Here, I'll give you a remix. Yeah, that's the remix. What y'all know about that?
Couldn't hardly hear it.
I know. I couldn't hear it very well either.
You couldn't hear it
wonder
either?
Just
Not really.
fading in and out.
What if the audio went down and had it messed up earlier?
Well, now you're going.
It's a
in
good
and out.
remix. I'll have to bring it back later then.
And now you look like it.
I'm going in and out.
Yeah. Now you look like a kung fu movie. You say the words, I see your lips move, and then after it's the sound.
Unless StreamYard's doing something.
Oh, no, you're fixed.
Now you look fine there. Yeah. There.
Now, does it sound better now?
Well, it sounded
I think-
fine. Your lips just didn't match. You look like a kung fu movie.
Kung Fu Fighter.
I missed the Saturday Kung Fu shows, Saturday Kung Fu Theater
too.
back
I
in the
love
day.
Kung Fu.
Those are fun to watch.
Mhm.
I was a fan favorite of those. All right, let me go get a beer.
Okay.
You guys talk amongst yourselves. Come up with a topic.
Come up with a topic. A lot of pressure, Rod. It's a lot of pressure.
It is a lot of pressure. Any
So
ideas, Todd?
Did you not have to work today?
I did not work today, but I did have a doctor's appointment, and they had to do all the blood taking and stuff. So that was fun.
Oh, yeah, how's your back and stuff?
My back is still sore, but I am able to compartmentalize the pain into a little box. I meditated into a little box for the day, and then I let it out just before bed when I take pain meds. But I try not to take medication if I can avoid it.
Right. Yeah, I don't blame you.
So, I mean, the fact that I drink beer so often, I really, because I know the pain meds are really bad for your liver too. I really try not to do that if I can avoid it. I would rather be in pain than go without beer, is what I'm saying. That is a fact.
Probably a smart thing, though. And it's probably better for you, too, actually.
Yeah, I choose not to take the medications for all of the pain that I'm in so that I can still have my daily beer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Beer or pain meds? Why not both?
Because the liver, I don't want to replace that.
You only get one, right? So you gotta.
Yeah, I don't want to replace that.
Well, they only need a little piece to transplant if you have to transplant. So it's not like you need a whole lung.
I mean, I'm hoping AI comes up with some electronic one at some point. That'll work for me.
Yeah. Give us time. Cyborgs are coming.
Well, that means I need to lay off the pain pills and compartmentalize my pain into a little box and ignore it and drink. So I'm good.
Got the frosted mug out for this one. Keep it nice and cold.
Super fancy. Chu and I are too lazy to frost the mugs.
That's an old collector's item from the store. Frosted Rajay BeerVentures mug.
Nice.
Don't use it much. But when I do, it's for a macro, and it's nice and cold.
Oh, if you talk to Dave Zalatoris before I do, tell him that I did pull a T-shirt for him, and I have it set aside. So,
okay.
A T-shirt. So, I did snag one.
Yeah, he may pop through at some point tonight. I'm not sure what he's up to. Joey in the house. Cheers, Joey.
Hi.
I think your boys were just in town. Cleveland was playing the O's here in Baltimore.
Oof.
They're kicking the Rangers ass right now. And last I looked, it was like 8-1 or something, 9-1. Payback from last year, they got knocked out of the playoffs, so it don't matter now.
You got knocked out of the playoffs.
I still can't believe, I don't know, LeBron's son getting drafted. It's like, I don't know.
Did he get drafted today, or was that yesterday?
Yeah, today, second round for the Lakers.
I didn't remember him going last night. But...
No, it was they expected him second round to the Lakers, and that's what happened. And they'd be the first father-son NBA team, whatever. Yeah.
Let's be honest. How much of a choice did the Lakers have?
Not much, and yeah, whatever he wants, Jenny Buss gives to him.
Yeah, it was pretty much, this is who you're taking. Okay. I mean, it's a second round pick, and most of those guys were just hit and miss anyhow. So
yeah, I saw Minnesota got some pretty good players though.
I feel like that kid's gonna have a really hard time if he's not as good as his dad.
We're just like
Gordon's going to be giving him shit literally all the time. Oh, you made your way onto the team that way, huh? We got here on talent.
Well, the thing is, if he does bad, it's going to fall back on the Lakers. They're like, that'll be like one of the dumbest moves in NBA history.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, we took him because his dad was on the team, but he only averaged he came back from the heart cardiac thing, but he only averaged like 2.8 points a game or whatever. But the upside is they're saying big on him. But his younger brother's supposedly better than him. So.
Oh, good. There's going to be two of them.
Yeah. Yeah, but by then, I think
we can just change the name of the Lakers to the LeBrons. Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, if they give him that 3-year max deal, he ain't gonna be able to go anywhere else. So I don't know. It's kind of interesting.
Well, that'd be the interesting thing. What kind of contracts you're gonna get? Because second round is not guaranteed anything. I would think, are they?
No, I mean they can't. They're not. I don't know if they're guaranteed anything until after they prove themselves to get on the final roster, because he still has to do that. But
right. But I like the first round guys; they're all guaranteed money.
Yeah, because they get like the higher options, and it's the first time ever they've shown the second round on the draft for the NBA. I didn't realize that. Yeah,
the same night. I didn't know that.
I wonder why, because LeBron's son is in it. Hey, let's go to the second round because LeBron's son might get chosen before. It's like we know what you're doing over there, NBA, trying to get people involved and watch this. We all know what's happening. We know the show game when we see it.
Well, there's like 2 whole months out of the year where they're not making billions of dollars. They have to make up for that.
Yeah, well, they're making millions here and there. I mean,
I know, and those 2 months have really hurt them.
Well, only LeBron's the only billionaire now in it. So, because he's like I think he's like number 3 now. I think, but he's like 1.4 billion worth. I think at this point. Yeah, including all the endorsements and all that kind of stuff.
Chump change, just some chump change.
Yeah, but
have it in nickels, because that'd be cool.
That'd be a lot of nickels. That would be a lot of nickels.
He could be like Scrooge McDuck. He could swim in them.
He could,
or drown
in them.
So, boys, just so you know, when you guys get all basketball-y, I'm gonna be saying shit like this because I got nothing else to say.
Well, JTZ was saying Copa America. I have not watched any of the Copa America or the Euro. I do have a couple. I have a couple of beer stories around the Euro that I'll talk about here in a second. But no, it's kind of like. I mean, I watch Premier League, but I'm kind of like the whole country thing. We're not in it, so it's kind of like the urge isn't there as much to watch those. But I watch those same players when they're playing in the Premier League. So I don't know, but it's Premier League's different. It's just I don't know.
The town where my brother lives has many, many expats, so we get quite busy when England's playing. I mean, soccer, cricket. We have a lot of European sports that we show because we have a following for it.
Yeah,
we're one of the places that will show those things, so people come.
Yeah,
I'm waiting for us to pick up on rugby. I want to start showing rugby in there. That'll be fun.
Oh, we're in that one. I'm thinking of the Euro then. So we're in the one in the Copa, and we lost to Panama. See, great. But this is the men, right? This isn't the women, because the women are the better soccer team in America. We all know this.
Yep.
Like the men are as good as the women. It's like, yeah.
You can start arguing the college basketball scene as well for that.
Well, no, I mean, college men are still good. It's just the whole last year everybody's trying to fill the heads with Caitlin Clark everywhere. So,
Yeah, I know.
Which Caitlin Clark, she's a baller. I'll give her that. But there's a lot of people like ain't looking at the whole thing because she's got some cheap shots that she puts out there too. She seems to get away with it thus far, where she's pushing off.
Isn't that every like basketball player ever has some cheap shots? Come on.
Well, every time she gets fouled, they make a whole big circus about it. But with Caitlin, I've seen her push off on people and get away with it as well. They're not calling stuff when she's getting away with some of these things that they're calling other players on her for. So
kind of gets the Jordan treatment.
Yeah. Everybody's all saying between her and Angel Reese, all they're doing is magic burden for the WNBA. So basically, this is the year they're going to push the WNBA to the next level. But it's the same thing Magic and Burr went through. They played in black and white and the whole rivalry from college into the pros. The same type of setup. So both players are good, though. So, I mean, I've seen some of those shots that Caitlin Clark drills. I'm like, she could have, I mean, cumulatively for $5 million for the big three. She might have been able to get some. I don't know. It's been interesting to see because she'd had to get away from those guys because the guys could easily block her shot more than what some of the women can. But she could pull it up. Yeah.
Comes across the line. She's, you better.
Yeah.
I think as far really impressively good short basketball players,
men or women or
either. I'm just curious. I'm actually asking.
Oh yeah, Allen Iverson was only like 5'9", 5'10", I think. He was eating people up when he was in the league.
Same height as me. That's not. Well, I guess it is kind of
for NBA.
Yeah, what Spud Webb? He was what?
No, he might have been 6'1". He might have been 6'1". Iverson, he just looked shorter versus some people. But you had Spud Webb and Muggsy Bogues.
Yeah, Muggsy was even shorter than Spud, wasn't he? Or no, Spud was shorter, wasn't he? No,
Spud was like 5'3", and he won the dunk contest one year. Yeah.
I know there's small football players who have been amazing. So I was just curious if there was small basketball players too who had kind of rocked things.
Yeah, there was a few.
Not very often, but there have been.
Yeah. That JJ Barea, he was a small guy. He was a guard. Chris Paul was even a big guy. Chris Paul's short.
Yeah, he might have been
compared to like the other players. I think he's maybe 5'11", 6'1", something like he's
even nowadays 6 foot. You're short,
Yeah.
So like if you're not at least 6'4", 6'5", you're.
Baseball's almost pay-per-view now, and more soccer is on networks. Yeah, soccer is definitely on more, and I think that's part of it too. Is in a lot of the schools, soccer is being pushed more on the younger kids coming up, so it's becoming more of a thing. As people start to gravitate away more from football because of injuries and stuff, soccer, which was that fall sport that was opposite football, starting to take on more kids playing that, which is crazy. But the funny thing about soccer that I heard like years ago, as far as concussions, women's soccer has more concussions with that sport than any other women's sport too. That's like an issue they study.
Well, I'll admit, when I was a teacher, I started to see changes in just the students' perception of the sports. Like, less kids were interested in joining the football team, but more of them wanted into the ones that really wanted into the football team were the girls. And like everybody wanted to play soccer. And I was like, really? I don't remember that when I was in school, but our soccer team was a joke, man. We called them terrible names and stuff. Like, well, I mean, as a whole, but yeah, I mean, I wasn't a sports person, so I just stayed out of it. But it definitely changed a lot from when I was in high school to when I was teaching. So, and that was just 8 years difference. So it's been several years since then.
We have a minor league soccer team here, and I was never big into soccer. We went a couple times last year, and it was fun. I had a good time. Like, it's a lot better to go in person than to watch on TV. Me personally. Uh-oh. Can't hear you.
Nope, not a sound. You are Mr. Silent. It's the sound of silence.
Look, I hear you. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? No, we do not.
Nope, not a sound. Look at that smile. Look at that smile.
Kung Fu Fighting. Nope. It's like watching the silent. It is like watching the silent movies now. Keep going, Rod. Keep going. You play a little charades.
It's like the debate game. We're playing the debate game. We're trying to figure out what you're saying when you're off the mic. This is so fun. I think he's saying, "Oh shit, my microphone's not working."
Rod, move your mouth. We'll make up some words and make it look like you're saying it.
I know. We need to put captions on the bottom. Can we do that?
What the hell, man?
Oh, there
Can you hear me now? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like I'm on a debate stage or something here. Like I'm on the debate stage and they cut my mic.
Yeah, that was really fun. Now, all you in the chat, you need to caption what he was saying during all that.
Yeah. There you go.
What I was saying.
You are fake news.
Like on a debate. I'm on a debate stage here.
Fake news.
They trumped me. They cut my mic. Oh, let me see here. It's funny. I think the other people haven't played as many of the thumper or 3-man before because it's 50-50 between quarters and beer pong.
I did not make a choice because I didn't actually like play those. So I
teach you guys how to play thumper in a couple weeks.
I abstained from the survey because I hadn't really played them.
Big game.
It wasn't a fair challenge for you, right? Like it wasn't fair for me to partake if I haven't played the other ones.
Right. I feel like I'm a big fat liar if I do that.
So because man, more people under 40, like soccer was one in baseball or other big sports. Maybe if they grew up with it or something. I mean, I know a lot of younger people that still like they get pumped up when it's football time. They do fantasy and go to games and all that kind of stuff. And I feel like if any of the big ones fell off, like I feel like depending on where you're at, baseball is one of those sports that kind of fell off unless you got a contender of an area. And NBA has fallen off for some because college has become so much bigger.
Yeah. Until
it's playoff time. Yeah.
In baseball, that's the bad. You're right. That's the bad thing with baseball. It's like there's so many good teams in each, or one good team in each division, and it's usually All-Star break. And it's like, okay, especially when you're a fan like I am of the Reds, they're always out of it by the second month of the season. It's like, okay, what's fun in this now?
Which is sad to see because Ellie is a beast.
Oh, I know.
That dude is a beast out there. That's like
they are
generational players.
They're missing one of their better players. He hasn't played all year, so
it's and I think baseball is like one of those sports I think that was hurt from the demise of kind of the spreading out of people. Because with baseball, that's a 9-person on each side type sports. That's 18 people if you're playing it for every position, right? Now you can pick up guys you can play like if you got like 6 on one thing and 6 on another, you can kind of make up your own thing to kind of try to play baseball that way. Like you do a lot more running, but you need more people for that versus if you got like 2 on 2 or 3 on 3 on football or basketball or something like that and everything. So with more people being spread out, you don't have the kids going to the parks. You see a lot of just decayed baseball parks around the country now.
Oh yeah,
there's not enough kids to fill them up and play against each other. So that's just one of those sports. I think as people got more decentralized and away from things, it fell to the wayside because there weren't enough kids in some of the neighborhoods that had that interest to play baseball. Like it was.
You also need more equipment to play baseball. You need a bat and a ball, as opposed to just a ball for basketball or just a ball for football to play in a field. So
none of that. Yeah, you just need room. Also, it's not like you just go in your driveway and shoot a bat. Shoot basketball or whatever. Like you need a actual space to play in.
Yeah.
Yep.
But the cost of equipment, like I couldn't imagine. I mean, I'm not a parent anyway, but I couldn't imagine being a parent and what the cost of sports for kids is nowadays. One of my buddies I work with, the stuff they pay for baseball bats, that the kids with their own bats or certain helmets or gloves. I'm like, that kid needs a scholarship for 4th grade. Like,
no kid.
Well, Chu's nieces and nephews were all in travel teams, be it softball or baseball or volleyball or this, that, or the other thing. All of them were on travel teams. And it was ridiculously expensive. Like I was shocked and how much they were spending not just on equipment, but you have to pay for all of the traveling. You have to pay for the food and the hotels and all this stuff. And it just astounded me how expensive children's sports. I'm talking elementary and middle school sports.
You got to buy them the cleats. They're going to grow out of them by next year.
I know.
You got to buy new ones.
Oh,
yeah. Hazy
hipster.
Fall City.
Fall City.
Haven't seen a Fall City in a while.
Sounds like Choose beer.
Of course, they have a regular one just called the Hipster, and now this is the first time I've seen this one, Hazy Hipster.
I think I had Hipster
on
before.
There. Show it again. It had Choose Mustache. Did you see Choose Mustache right there?
Oh yeah.
He just had that beard.
Dude does have the mustache.
Actually, he has a big old triangle soul patch thing. He looks like he has a triangle on his face. He's going for the V for Vendetta thing, but yeah.
The tractor's still over my shoulder here. Everybody probably is thinking it is a green screen. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
He's just left it. He just
parks it right there. Yeah. Sure, it's not a green screen.
Is that actually your yard that he's in?
No, well, he's not too far outside of our fence. You can see our
he's
fence kind of.
Yeah, I see it.
Tires there. Yeah. He's just right on the other side of the fence, basically.
Todd's trying to sell us on him not having a green screen there. We know it is. We already know. I had the Fall City Hipster Repellent. That's what I had before.
Oh yeah, they're yeah.
Hipster Repellent.
I was like, back up, you hipsters. Stay back. Stay back.
I think that's the original one.
Oh man!
Repellent.
Don't you come over here with those plaid shirts. Back up, I said.
Don't tell me you drink craft beer and don't own a plaid shirt. You must.
I actually don't own a plaid shirt. No.
Really?
Yeah. I don't either.
I feel like you're not really a craft beer drinker unless you have at least one plaid thing.
I get the urge when I drink some of those like breakfast stouts because it's like breakfast and again, it's like I need a plaid shirt.
You do.
Yeah.
You can't go around without plaid when you're drinking those.
I'm very minimal. It's like t-shirts, shorts, jeans.
Are you kidding? If it's a maple stout, you need to be a freaking lumberjack. That's the only way you're allowed to drink them. Plaid is required.
So I guess rules according to Shane there.
So I guess we have to get one before we go to Canada, I guess then.
Yeah.
Well, they're not going to let you over the border unless you're wearing plaid.
I mean, we're in Canada. I'm sure there's like tons of them there.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, if you're going to buy one somewhere else, is better to
get a better deal going to Canada and get one. Like there's probably a
fresh made maple syrup and a plaid shirt.
Yeah, and a donut. Don't forget the donut.
Like welcome to Canada, home of plaids are us. Got all plaids are us, just all plaid.
Which is funny because in Scotland, I'm pretty sure there's a store called that. Oh, I'm sorry. It's Tartans are us in Scotland, but it's the same idea.
Tartans are us.
Tartans are us.
Are they saying tartan but meaning Titan? The accent? All right, I need another beer.
Oh my god!
These are light beers.
Oh my god!
Sucking them down.
4 to 4.4.
He's going to fall off his chair and unplug his microphone, and we aren't going to be able to hear him the rest of the night.
It's an American IPA, JT. Hipster Repellent. American. Yeah. So.
Really? I thought the hipsters liked the IPAs.
I don't know what the marketing people were coming up with an idea. I mean, it's Fall City. It's Todd's neck of the woods. He'd have to explain how their thinking was on that one.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you on that one either.
I didn't even have to get up from my chair to give you plaid ribbon. Like, just saying.
There you go.
Not kidding. There's plaid everywhere.
Just wrap yourself around in it.
There be plaid in the hill.
Do a little bow.
There you go.
Oh, you do a bow, and when you go to Canada, you have a plaid bow.
It's funny. I didn't even have to leave my chair to show you plaid in this house.
The night Todd tried heroin. All right, let me go grab another beer here.
So, Matt, do you actually do any crafting anymore?
I do. But it's for myself at the moment. Just because we haven't been doing breweries to make things for, So I'm still working on my cross stitch. I do some crochet. I use them as it's not meditation exactly, but when you're doing a repetitive thing and you kind of get in the zone and you can shut your brain down.
Yeah.
I use that as a tool to help handle stress.
Okay. Yeah. No. Yeah.
So cross stitch and crochet are things that I always go back to for that. I'm not much of a painter, but I do still sketch as well. That I am working on a quilt that I've been working on for 9.5 years, and it is nowhere near completed. But eventually, it will be done. It will happen. I just don't know when.
I don't know why, but I was thinking about that a few shows ago. I was wondering if you still do that or not.
No, I do. I
brewery and whatever. I didn't know if you had time to do.
Not messing around anymore.
Optimum Triple IPA.
Sierra Nevada.
Yep.
11%. So trying to get back to a regular scheduled program.
That's a 2-for-1 right there.
Oh yeah, it's good stuff. If you're looking for it, get it now. Like if you can still. This was the last 6-pack my store had, but it's definitely through that time frame because it comes out mid-April or so, and then at least it lasts out to around June. But like a typical Sierra Nevada beer.
I like the color.
Solid. Can't go wrong with it.
No, it's a liquid. It's a liquid, not a solid.
Very smart of you there.
No, just snarky.
Let's see. It's only 9:04. It's only 9:04 right now.
8:04.
Don't you try that one again. Try your Jedi tricks.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? We got 3 hours left. And you're doing a beer in every half hour, so you're going to be falling off your chair by the end. This is going to be fun.
Well, if that's the case, I better do beer news now then, right before I'm too hammered. Oh, where to begin? So this is kind of stupid to me. And Todd, you're an NFL person. JT, I know you don't watch as much NFL, I think, but you watch some, I believe. Well, Patrick Mahomes had to pay a fine for appearing in a commercial with beer brand Coors Light. So basically, the NFL has a rule where athletes can't promote alcohol. But
I'm sorry, can I pause? This is a football one. I'm going to get another beer while you do this.
But the NFL has teamed up with like the betting programs, FanDuel and all of them, and you're worried about him doing an ad commercial when you got players that are gambling and getting caught gambling on game. Like,
you're right.
Like, so what if he's in a commercial with the beer thing? You're like, oh, that's bad to be. I'm like, you also got players that you give like 2-game penalty to that beat the hell out of their spouses. But you're going to complain about him having a beer or being in a beer commercial, not even having a beer, just being in a commercial.
I'd say if he gets fined, Coors will pay for it.
They probably will, but it's just, to me, it's just that's just the stupidity I get of the NFL.
Yeah, that would be dumb.
The NFL at times are so stupid. It's just like, what are you even doing? Like, of all the things you could pick on a player for, and we know the history of the NFL and all the shit that's happened there.
Yeah, I was gonna say, of all
you're gonna bring this up, of all the rules that have been broken.
All the rules, you're gonna follow suit on that one? Okay.
Yeah. Nice job you're doing there, Roger.
You're right.
It's just incredible to see something like that. It's just like, I was like, they got to be joking here, but yeah, that
I
might
don't know
be
if
the
I've
case
seen
there.
that commercial actually.
It's one of he's like, I think I saw a thing online. He had just a snapshot of, but he's like in the gym working out, and I guess the Coors Light can was there or something, and he wasn't drinking it, but it was there. But it was a commercial for Coors, so it's just stupid. It's just like makes no sense to me. Like, and I don't know why the NFL can't even have people even do beer. It's like not like they're doing weed or something like where it's not legal in every state. Like, what is the big deal? Like grown ass men, but you can't drink beer. Like that makes no sense. Everybody knows the players drink.
Yeah,
Not all of them, but there's some that do. I mean, hell,
Worst case scenario, they're drinking beer. That's just on the bot,
Yeah. I mean, they'd come out these stories later on where they were drinking the night before the Super Bowl and shit. So they're indulging.
There's
But
an awful lot of folks out there who think that if children see some player drinking beer, it's going to convince them to drink beer when they're already watching their parents drinking beer. So it's like,
and you're not wrong.
yeah.
You're not wrong with that either,
Yeah.
Mal. Because that's exactly what the thinking is there for sure.
I mean,
and you're right. Like, okay, so your dad's drinking beer watching the football game. What's the commercial going to do for you?
When I started smoking cigarettes, when I started drinking and stuff, it's because I saw that at home, not because I saw it on television. So, no, that's just silly.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's like Christmas Story when Ralphie curses in front of his dad, and there's where he got it from. And he lies on his buddy, but he heard all that through his dad at home. Like, but he can't say that.
Exactly.
And because of him, his buddy had to take an ass whooping.
So I have a Mr. Mulligan's Irish Red Ale
I was so hoping you were going to say Miyagi after you said Mr. Okay.
from Flipside Brewing in Tinley Park. I actually have never tried Flipside Brewing before. I got this can free at some event when I traded beer with somebody else.
Mhm.
So I've never actually tried them. So I'm kind of, because Tinley Park, that's like the concert venue and stuff is there. So I've been to Tinley before, but I didn't know they had a brewery. So exciting.
Well.
But yeah, just Irish Red. Yay.
Speaking of concert, don't forget, I don't know what you can talk about or not talk about, but
Oh,
what you sent me earlier, we got to talk about that at some point here
Yeah.
too. Whatever we can touch on, but I put it on all my social media earlier. Like,
well, we can touch on that directly. Obviously, the owners are not keeping me in the loop on the specific legal things, but what they post on the internet is stuff that I can talk about because it's posted on the internet.
Yeah.
I don't have any insights beyond the news articles and stuff that have happened because I told them, for God's sake, do not tell me anything. I want nothing to do with it. I want out.
Somebody has to have plausible deniability.
Oh, and
Right,
this is 5.5, by the way.
What is it?
It's
8.5?
5.5.
5.5. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we can see you're getting better because you're definitely getting the beers tonight, so that's good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm about to go on a new medication that's like, oh, you're not supposed to have alcohol. And I'm like, oh, well, then I won't have medication.
That'll be pre-Canada
Mhm.
though.
I'll start it right after, I think.
Another
that was
news.
really good.
Yeah.
That is a damn good Irish Red. Just the right amount of malty, a little bit bitter on the end, no sweetness. Ooh, that's pretty.
There
I
you
like
go.
that.
So a home brewer had recreated an ancient Egyptian beer with a 3,500-year-old yeast
Wow.
strain. Recipe included sycamore figs, Israeli golden raisins. I don't even know what kind of raisin that is.
Israeli
Dessert
golden.
dates. Well, yeah. Wow. I know it by name.
You're
Dessert
welcome.
date.
I helped.
Dessert. Wait a minute. Desert dates, not dessert date. Desert dates, because they're different dates in the desert. Yemeni cider honey and frankincense. So I saw the frankincense. I started thinking back to the Three Kings. Because that's the only time I've ever think I've seen frankincense in something before. But anyway, yeah. So this guy's out. He's out in Utah and found this recipe somehow. But yeah, he was able to brew a beer. That's pretty cool. Just thinking if you go back and brew something from history like that. I know people went back to try to brew like George Washington's, what he used to brew back in the day, and other things they found from Mesopotamia type things. But that's always kind of cool to see history brought back up. And I think there's another one being worked on right now that's like 2,000 years old. So from another country.
Well, I'm pretty sure the old Egyptian beer was more like gruel, wasn't it? They had straws so they could get down below all the floaties.
Depending where it was, like gruel
They
or fruit.
They certainly didn't have filtering systems, so it was like gruel.
Yeah.
They were pretty much drinking the mash before they drain it, like
basically, yeah.
Yeah.
35-year-old.
Yeah. Back
I would
in the
love
day.
to try it though.
Oh yeah.
How would you know how old that actually is, though?
Well, the dating of the recipe, they do carbon dating and all that kind of stuff. Where he got the recipe from, it was data of like archaeologists being back that far, I believe, or something, or just the yeast. I don't know. Somehow they did it. I mean,
that
yeah.
makes sense. But I was thinking like, okay, to be that
maybe it was like Levi jeans established 200 BC. I don't know. I don't know how you do it.
right.
I did get to have a honey and saffron beer once. That was different.
Yeah.
There was a gentleman at the Renaissance Fair, and he was drinking from his big old mug, and I asked what he was drinking, and he said, "Oh, I make my own beer. It's a honey saffron beer." And I'm like, "Seriously, with saffron in it? That must be expensive as heck."
That's expensive.
Yeah, it was expensive.
You get a little thing, it's
really
like
good.
so
and
much.
then he holds out this was pre-COVID. He's like holding out his mug. You want to try it? I'm like, fuck yeah, I want to try it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was really good though. The fun recipes, gotta go for it. See what happens.
Did he have a jester outfit on or anything at the Renaissance?
Oh no, he was a leather worker. Actually, Chu and I bought a belt and a wallet for Chu from him because he did all the imprinting on leather and like leather working. Really cool stuff in his shop, though.
Nice. That'd have been something Vanessa would have dug too, because she loves working with the leather. So this is kind of funny. So British tourists were branded the plague in Spain, as locals said their city now stinks of foreigners and beer at 11 a.m. Spain, really? Really, Spain? So Spain's out there. Shots fired! Shots fired!
What does Spain usually smell like at 11 a.m.?
I don't know. Maybe like cheap aftershave or something. I don't know.
I thought that was Italy.
No. Smell like beer and cheese.
That's Wisconsin.
Well, apparently,
he says that elf. He's like, you smell like beer and cheese.
Apparently, the British brought a stench with them, according to the Spanish people over there. So I don't know. They could be kind of crazy over it because they got the stuff they've been coming through. They got the European soccer thing happening. So I guess a lot of British were in for that part. I don't know. It's kind of funny when you look at it there. So yeah, because I mean, we know guys from Britain, from the UK. We know Craig and all. They're all nice guys. But apparently in Spain, I don't know. Maybe they don't party like the British do, because we know the British can drink. We know that. We've studied and talked about how the British can drink. So maybe the Spanish is more refined. They're like, oh, they're not used to it.
I don't know. I've had some great wines from Spain. Are they wine?
That's what I'm saying. They might be more delicate. They might be more wine than beer.
I don't know, right?
Although the ones like, they were from Spain. Yeah, somebody in Spain likes to get down with some beer because those were good as hell. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, hey, I'll take some more of those.
Like those barrel aged, yeah, they were good. Like
especially at $2 a piece or whatever, $1.99 or whatever it was.
I can never
Rod J deals.
Again. That was awesome. That was one of the better deals ever made. Brooklyn Brewery named official beer and brewery of New York City Pride 2024. So they'll be providing support there. So a nice little diversity action taking place is there. They do a whole big thing on Pride in New York. They have parades and all kinds of stuff. So Brooklyn is actually the official brewery there. And it's just good, it's just more the diversity type thing and welcoming and trying to go more for the inclusion type stuff. Jackie O's, and I do miss them. Jackie O's, they're now the official beer of Ohio University Athletics, right? So I started off with the Patrick Mahomes thing in NFL. You can't do anything, but in colleges are teaming up with breweries.
I know, but beer of a university where kids are too young to drink and stuff. I'm like, really? All right.
Well, let me tell you about Ohio U. Ohio U sits in Athens, Ohio. There's nothing in Athens except Ohio U.
Yeah,
and pretty much beer. Because I mean, you can't go. It was like, so it's a party college. They used to try to catch us at WVU. They could never catch us to be top in the land like we were back in the day. But they ran up close in the top 5 a few times, and they definitely get their drink on there because you can't do anything. So I figured maybe if they're drinking, they're not going anywhere because it's just mainly cow pastures and all that kind of stuff out there. So might as well let them drink. There's nothing else out here.
I don't know if it's the official beer, but Upland's made their mainstay up at Indiana.
Indiana, right? They did a Hoosier beer.
Yeah, got a Hoosier lager. Yeah.
Yeah.
Candy Stripe tin can. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so all these colleges are coming on board with having all these different beers they're teaming up with. So
Now it's really interesting though, because does that college have a fermentation sciences major in it?
you know what? They might by now.
Yeah, because like
Because
Southern Illinois
more
University,
colleges are doing it now.
because Southern Illinois University has a major in fermentation sciences, and we've actually the brewery I work for has actually sold some of the beers that the students have designed in our tap
Okay.
room.
Nice.
And I mean, we're not an official brewery for the college or anything, but we have teamed up with them to get some of the recipes out on shelves because it's kind of cool, you know, future breweries, all
yeah.
the stuff. But yeah, if Ohio has fermentation sciences as a major, then they're teaming up with the brewery. I'm willing to bet that brewery will be showcasing some beers from the kids, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, if they have something like that, they can. But a lot of these schools, like Todd was saying with Upland, they don't have a program, but it's just they're becoming that official because a lot of the stadiums are now selling beer. And so
Right.
teaming up where breweries be able to sell their beers. So, if they do, that'd be kind of cool. I know, like I don't think UC had it, but I think Cincinnati State and Cincinnati, they actually had a brewing program. They added, and a few other universities I've seen around the country are adding them. So
Yeah,
it is a growing major.
it is, which is good because I'm going to need a brewer in just a couple years here. So
Yeah. I just saw there's a few breweries that are looking for head brewers and stuff now that are out there.
yeah,
Another interesting thing. So over the last year, talk about there's been some decline in beer sales, but now they're saying we have an excess supply of hops in the U.S., which is kind of interesting because less of beers are being done with the decline in some of the people drinking. We have more hops and stuff. Although I feel like that's going to catch up at some point. Because I mean, I feel like if you can't do the hops here, you could probably get them overseas to places and stuff too. So I don't see them having a big excess for a long amount of time.
It's going to catch up a little bit, but a lot of the smaller hop growers will get swallowed up by larger hop growers. So it might get a little more monopolized by the time I'm opening mine, like where I can actually get hops from. There won't be as many options. So I've been kind of keeping an eye on that as it's going because I know I will need to be ordering stuff from places. So,
well, it's kind of funny that I don't see more so like Paul PA Brew News. He started growing his own hops there now.
mm-hmm.
I'm surprised I don't see more like people like just kind of doing that, opening up more little independent shops with her.
Well, it takes at least 5 years before the hops are viable for beer. So you have to grow the plants for 5 straight years before you can even use them.
Yeah.
It's like grapes. Like you can't just plant grapevines and have wine the next year. It doesn't work that way. They have to.
I mean, if you're doing Mad Dog, maybe you can.
No one's doing Mad Dog because you. Just saying.
I don't think people were there for the taste of the grape as much as the alcohol content.
That does a Mad Dog sometimes.
Delaware could be the next state to have at-home beer delivery. So, do you guys get at-home beer delivery? Illinois, can they do that? Or Indiana, can they?
During COVID, I did, but I don't know if it's still in place. I haven't actually tried since then because I like to go pick out my own stuff. But
right.
Yeah, during COVID, oh my gosh, I ordered brunch from a place and ordered mimosas with it. They sent the bottle and the juices and stuff. I was like, shit, this is awesome.
Yeah.
Come on, Rod. This is Indiana. What do you think?
Well, you can buy beer. It just can't be cold on Sunday.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was in
last
place in Illinois.
Sell beer on Sunday, period. So whether it was cold or not.
Yeah. Yeah, here in Maryland, we can get some like they'll deliver. We can get beer delivered and stuff. Like on DoorDash, like you have beer listed there now.
Oh no, we can. We totally can because when I do like an Uber Eats and I'm ordering from like a Chinese restaurant, it'll have the add-ons that I can do, and I can have them stop at Walgreens and bring me a 12-pack. So no, yeah, we do get beer delivery.
Yeah,
or we can.
To be honest, I'm not sure if we do or not. I don't think so, but I wouldn't.
Yeah. I know here because she's done it a couple times. And they sent somebody from that store though. Like it's not like a regular DoorDash driver. Like they send somebody from the store if you order on DoorDash because then they ID you when they bring it to you. Carlsberg This is for overseas. Launches a beer-proof hat for England fans. What is going on with England fans? What are y'all doing over there? So when you watch football this summer, the limited edition hats. It's like a little thing up there. It's got like a two-sided thing, but it's all like waterproof or whatever. So apparently at the games, as everybody celebrates, a lot of beer gets spilled and lands on people's hats and ruin it. So Carlsberg is going to be coming out with a hat that you can wear that's all waterproof. They're going to be giving it away to 100 lucky recipients as well as influencers. So for our friends overseas, if you get Carlsberg, you might want to get the Carlsberg hat. You spray that on the hat?
Heck yeah.
Oh, never knew that.
It's clear.
Yeah.
It covers it. You don't get any spills. You don't ruin your thing. If you spray the inside, it'll stop the sweat issue too, but it's a little scratchy on your head. That's all.
Might be good. That might be good for American Beer Fest to have that your hat before you go. But yeah, well, when they watch the soccer games over there, they get excited and they jump up and all kind of basically they're holding pints and beer's flying everywhere. So Carlsberg's going to cover you with a green hat that you can wear.
Yeah, because I hate wearing hats in the summer outside when it's hot because you're sweating. All of a sudden you got the sweat ring and you can't get rid of it. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
So I need to try that.
Carlsberg?
Carlsberg. The elephant, the
weren't
green
they
beer.
in question over like the war and stuff? Like got taken over by
No.
else?
That was Putin that took their plant in Russia for like $1.
Oh, okay.
He just took their plant over. They lost their plant in Russia.
Oh, they lost a plant, not okay.
Yeah.
I got a little concerned there, so I was like, wait.
Putin pretty much rolled in like Tony Soprano and took it over. Like, your operation is now my operation. And they were like, okay, we go home.
Bye. Yeah.
Never argue with Putin. Yeah. Like $1. That's the ultimate Rajay deal. I got a whole brewery for $1. Come on, man. You can't beat that deal.
That's a Rajay XX deal.
That's a Rajay deal and a pimp move.
No, can someone sign me up for that deal in 2027, please? We can, set that up. That'd be cool.
Just get Putin to come over. He'll take over a plant for you, and you'll be good to go.
Oh yeah, that's how I want to get it. You kidding? I wouldn't get to make any decisions if he was around. Please.
Yeah, probably not. But
I'm just a woman. I'm not allowed to make decisions.
But you'd have a built-in bouncer and stuff too that he would handle everything for you, right?
I'm a woman who believes in capitalism. I really wouldn't get to make any decisions. Would be okay.
There was a piece that came out, which we all pretty much know here, right? So that glasses can make good beer even taste better. They were talking about different beer glass styles out there, and when you actually do choose your beers, just be acquainted with the different style of glasses because they can make a difference. And there's a lot of places I've been to that don't know how to really match up beers for the style of the glass they actually should provide, as far as like whether it's a snifter, whether it's a pilsner, whether it's a tulip. There's different styles because the glasses are cut to bring out different things about that beer. But at the same point, there are sometimes when it works in your favor when they're like, oh, we'll give you this double IPA 10%, but we're going to give it to you in like a 25-ounce glass. Okay. You're not supposed to do that, but I'll take it. So
right.
sometimes it's to a benefit. But it's just funny because I do get asked sometimes about beer glasses. I'm like, yeah, beer glasses can make a difference and give you a whole different experience depending on what it is. Like the glass I drank the American lager in versus what I'm drinking this IPA in. Similar, but it can actually condense more on the nose for the aroma for me than what I have.
I am 100% drinking an Irish red ale out of an IPA glass because that's the one that was clean. So, sorry. Irish red, IPA glass, done. Okay.
But you know what? But with the Irish red and the IPA, I mean, it's still in a decent style glass for it because it's still going to condense in there. But,
yeah. It's working just fine.
Usually for me, I'm like, oh, I haven't drank out of this glass in a while. I'm just going to take this one.
Yeah.
To be entirely honest, I like the cognac, the tulip glasses the best.
The snifter?
Yeah, the snifter.
Yeah.
I really feel like I get more of the aroma.
You get more than the nose. Yeah, you get more than the nose.
I always do, and I'm happier with a snifter than I am with. No, a Hefeweizen, I'll generally do the Hefeweizen glass. That is true. But otherwise, I like my snifters. I really do.
Yeah. Yeah, snifters are cut pretty well. That you could probably do a bunch of different styles with that one
Yeah.
if you want to get on the nose. But it's kind of like the shaker pint glass is such a basic glass, but it's a lot of times if you're drinking a macro or like the light lager I had today or the regular lager I had, it's easy. A Modelo, you just drink it. You're drinking it pretty fast anyway, so it's not going to hang out. But
Well, some
with
of us
craft
are.
and the snifter, well, I mean, I can't help you if you're not. I don't know what you're doing with your life. I don't know what you're doing over there, but yeah. You want to take 47 minutes to drink a 7.2 ABV. I can't help you.
I am pacing myself because the last time I got too tipsy on here, you made me shotgun a beer wrong. So, yeah, I'm just.
I did not make you shotgun it wrong. I didn't.
I was gonna say wrong.
You didn't tell me the instructions proper. You didn't say to turn the knife.
I mean,
you never said to turn the knife.
I didn't say to turn the knife. You're right about that.
Red flag, play black.
But technically, the technique was all there. It's just I didn't give you that last little twist to give you a little bit more speed.
Yeah,
well, we can have you. We can have you redeem yourself tonight.
Try it again, Mel. Let's see.
We can have you redeem yourself.
I'm taking my time so I don't F myself again.
See what you learned.
Let us know in the comments if you want Mal to redeem herself tonight and do another shotgun. Football fans cause beer sales boom on German trains. So this was basically, again, all around the Euro, and people take trains, which I got to admit, all the other countries seem so much better on. I'll say all the other, but the ones in Europe, they definitely accept their mass transit a lot more than we would ever here in the States, it seems. But they're on the train, and like if you're on the train, what else are you going to do? You're going to probably drink. You're not driving. You're going to a game, you want to celebrate, and basically they've been selling a lot of beer on the German trains because of the Euro over there, which are probably still the British fans that are drinking all the beer too. But if you put the British and the Germans together, you're definitely going to get drained. Lakewood Brewing Company out of Texas, which I've had their temperatures before, is teaming up with Andy's Frozen Custard to build the world's largest beer float this Saturday, June 29th. 50 scoops of custard and 50 pints of the Temptress.
Oh, wow.
Make the biggest one.
And if you get the world's largest,
I was gonna say 50 scoops doesn't sound like a lot.
I mean, it's
like a lot.
50 scoops and 50 pints. Beer floats haven't been done maybe as much. So right now it's in the beginning, right? So someone can come along later on and knock it out more.
That's not even 1/6 of beer. Like,
well, the 50 pints is the keg.
50 pints.
I think it's in a keg.
Well,
I thought.
Yes, sixtels and half barrels are both called kegs, but you're talking it's a half barrel because it's 100 pints or approximately 100 pints in a half barrel.
But as far as it being a beer float, this is the biggest beer float.
Okay,
they pull it off. Now, that's not to say nobody else can come out and do them. People can keep coming out. And they're like, we're going to do more. We're going to do more. But it has to start somewhere. It's got to start somewhere.
I was saying that record.
Well, how many gallons is 5 pints or is 50 pints? Because a pint is 16, right?
16 ounces.
So it's
and a gallon is 128 ounces. So yeah. We got Vanessa here to do math.
I saw Todd getting his calculator.
8. Is that 8? Is that right?
8 gallons?
No. That can't be right. 16 pints equals 1 gallon.
16 pints. Wait, what?
Is that right?
Oh, yeah, 16 pints. That's right.
That ain't right either, is it?
No, that's not. That can't be right.
Eight pints will equal 1 gallon.
8 pints in a gallon, yeah.
8 pints in a gallon.
So if you have 50, pints,
sorry.
Yeah, if you have 50 pints, then you have 8.5 gallons.
Yeah, 8.5 gallons. I mean, it doesn't seem that large to be the largest. It threw me for a second. I'm expecting like a vat.
I mean, it's a beer float. So, like I said, I don't know the world of beer floats what the biggest beer float is, but apparently this one will do it right now.
I mean, if Canadian beer wasn't so expensive, we could beat that 2 weeks from now. Just saying.
Yeah. Isn't that Pabst Blue Ribbon thing isn't that pint cans in that one, or is that 12-ounce cans? That 90, that one, that might be enough in there. But who wants to do a float?
I think they're 12-ounce cans.
Who don't want to do a float with Pabst though? When you think about it, yeah.
Well, no, they're doing a milk stout with ice cream.
Yeah, I mean the Temptress beers are tasty themselves, so you know. But we don't see a lot of beer floats in a lot of places as much. They did it a few years back with the root beer. They were doing floats, but they haven't really done as much that I've seen more recently. So with the
So I
hot
will
summer
say
on
that
hand, maybe a beer float's not a bad idea.
I will say that Choose Tap Room has a beer float on right now. You can get their dry
Oh,
Irish stout called the Megan, and you can put a scoop of ice cream in there. So yeah, they have the what is it? A beer float going right now. There's
okay.
a couple other breweries in the city that are doing it just because it's been so hot and everything. People are like, heck yeah, throw some ice cream in there. Let's see how it
That's what I
goes.
was just thinking with the heat. Why not do some more?
Yeah.
Yeah, can't hurt.
You know what they should do with the heat? Call some grain popsicles, some Everclear popsicles. Ooh, you take the Everclear and put it. Or you can't really freeze. I had one of my bartenders back then. They tried to freeze Everclear. He couldn't get it done. He couldn't get it cold enough because of the strength of the alcohol. But maybe do some vodka or something type popsicles. It'd be great to beat the heat with those. Although I've done shots of Everclear before. A little easier than people would probably expect. You can't sip it. If you sip it, it burns you. But if
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're done then.
just to do the shot, it goes
Just
right
go
down.
all in.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah,
if
you
you
can't
follow it
dance
with a
around
shot of
it.
pickle juice, you won't have the burn either.
What? Pickle juice? How did pickle juice get involved? Pickle
You
juice
haven't
behind the
heard?
Everclear?
No, you haven't heard of pickleback?
No, I heard Nickelback.
No, pickleback.
With
I have.
is it
I
Everclear
have
with pickle juice?
A pickleback is a shot option. At least I know of in the Midwest. I don't know if it's gone
Yeah, I've
elsewhere,
heard of it.
but usually it's whiskey. You do a really harsh whiskey, something that'll really burn. You follow it with a shot of pickle juice because of the acids versus base, the back and forth there. It will actually negate the burn, but you'll taste the liquor. So you taste the liquor, no burn, and you're totally fine. So it makes it easier to take hard shots. So I think Everclear would fit right in with that. I haven't heard of someone doing Everclear specific because Everclear isn't really meant to be a shooter because gross. But if you follow it with pickle juice, it will actually negate the burn because of the chemistry of the two liquids.
But do you taste the pickleness in the juice?
Well, I mean, you're going to taste it a little bit, but mostly you'll taste the alcohol.
Okay.
Because the alcohol coats your mouth first and the pickle goes over it. So, I mean, the alcohol flavor is going to stick longer than the pickle would, but it will negate the burn.
You know what I think of when I hear pickle juice?
Pickles?
Dude, spit on that thing.
That's what I think of when I hear pickle juice.
I liked my answer. It was pickles. That's what I think of when I think of pickle juice is pickles.
But we just do Everclear. We just did Everclear. It was, But again, top party school in the nation. We set the bar on stuff. People are ordering more beer at restaurants. That came up in news this week, so that's kind of a good thing. They're seeing some of that start to rise up a little bit because people were kind of not doing as much, but now we're seeing it, so it's good.
Types of beer.
One of the other ones here. What? Wellworks Brewing will tap a new line of canned cocktails, expanding its portfolio beyond craft beer for the first time. Which is interesting because I haven't had Wellworks, but I know Wellworks. I know the name of them and how good their beers. And it's like you see something like that, even that brewery's getting into some of the canned cocktails. It's kind of a sign out there, like we need to get on a horse here, maybe taking advantage of this opportunity. You got to, yeah. So whether you're looking to or maybe not, there might be the opportunities out there. Like I said, I had that Devil's Backbone Distillery, their bourbon smash, and it was a good little drink. It was a canned cocktail. So, they expanded out from just Devil's Backbone and kind of got into it, and you're seeing more people do that stuff. So if the opportunity's there, you might have to go after it. And then the last beer news, because just to know if we ever leave this rock, beer yeast could be used to create drinking water on Mars, they think right now. So as the thing in our mind that we're trying to still basically get Mars somehow so we can actually live up there. Well, we won't because we'll all be dead. But at some point, if humans had to flee to Mars, but they're finding out beer yeast might be a thing where they can actually use that to create drinking water up there. So it's good to know that beer yeast will travel. It will travel. So.
And there you go.
Well, it did from Britain to India, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, that was the hops. The
I know.
hops. Well, the
That
yeast
was
was in it,
hops.
but yeah. That's a whole different thing. But yeah, there's the beer news for the week. So wasn't really nothing too really much exciting, but just some stuff happening there. Let me see here. Hey gang. Good news. Just checked in on the debates. They both seem rational, strong, and well thought out. Just bullshitting. Yeah. No surprise there. JT has said here, new from Chicago, Perfuse Brewing from Shore Park, bought Metropolitan Brewing's recipes and brand name. Will start marketing them soon. Oh, there you go.
Interesting. I like that for Short Fuse. I think that'll
Yeah.
be good for them. They go out the box most of the time on their beers, so for them to
Yeah.
have more traditional things, I think will be really nice. I want to know who got well, I mean, because who was it? Metropolitan. I think they used a folder, didn't they? Like
These
the
what?
old.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
I feel like they
JT might.
had one. I'm wondering who got a hold of that because I know they must have sold off the stuff. I was just
Probably,
curious who got a hold of that because that's pretty cool. But they did those super traditional German beers, you know, so they must have had one.
Yeah. And JT says he's just waiting to see, but definitely good stuff there. He's heading out. They're going to meet the friends. See you later. Cheers, my friend. You and Liz have a great time.
See you, James.
Vanessa's back in the house. Workhorse is 8 pints. Yes. The bum from alcohol is it is evaporating. Yeah. And
Not before it gets into my bloodstream.
right. Everyone, Trez in the house. Cheers, Trez. Happy Thursday, my friend. Great to see you, brother. Hey, we got Royal Ron Gaming in the house. Cheers. Great. Welcome
Hello,
to
Royal
the channel,
Ron.
my friend. Shoot, fresh squeezed IPA. That's a nice one to actually enjoy too. I haven't had that in a number of years.
I hadn't either.
Yeah. Although you got the shirt for it though.
Yep.
Well, welcome, Ron. Great to have you here. And look like you're new here, so just to let you know what we actually do here.
Oh.
No champagne or girly drinks. We drink beer and beer and beer. No champagne or girly drinks. We drink beer and beer and beer.
Just what we do.
See, I knew he was coming on, so I wore the shirt.
Oh, look at that for timing. Look at that. You can't make this shit up. You just can't make it up. It just happens. It's just magical.
That's the bottom line. Cause
I need another beer.
Me too.
That
I just went to get.
That 11% ain't do jack.
You are a speed demon
They're going
tonight.
down smooth, aren't they, Rod?
Yes, sir. We get behind this every Thursday night, 8 o'clock Eastern. So yeah, you keep hanging with us. You might find out some stuff you want to know. You might find out some stuff you didn't want to know, but it'll all be fun in the end.
Probably
like
more
that.
that you didn't want to know than did, but you know, that's part of the
Hey, as long as we stay off Urban Dictionary, I'm chill.
Oh, I was gonna say the goal was to trick Mal and then search in Urban Dictionary for
See,
words.
now you had to bring that up, so we have no choice now.
still
We have no
scarred.
choice.
My brain has actual scars on it. Like,
We have no
I will
choice.
never recover from that. It was horrifying.
It was. It's just all part of it. It's all part of the growth cycle. You know, you just
I
have to
am
learn
never
as you
looking
go.
up anything on Urban Dictionary ever again. I have
Listen.
been physically, mentally scarred. It's done. No.
Urban Dictionary. It's a great little tool. It's a great little tool to have.
It's a great little tool to break people.
We're gonna shatter your word. We're gonna shatter your world. Let's look up this word right now. Yeah.
No. No looking up nothing.
Vanessa says hi, Ron. Trez says hey, Vanessa. Everybody saying hello. And Urban Dictionary, I am in. Vanessa loves Urban Dictionary. See, there you go. Left hand brews on board. Are you about to crack some left hand open? Did you get the left hand nitros, Vanessa? Then you were able to find those. I know you were going to go out and look after we had done the interview and stuff with left hand. So that's pretty cool. Oh, what beer to get next? I feel it's like I've had a lot of stuff from this week. I'm just like it's all coming out right now. Where I want to keep drinking these beers. The beers are hitting
Ew, turn it
really
off.
well right now.
Coming out.
What's coming out?
I said if they're coming out, turn off the camera first.
The beer, what's coming out? Nothing coming out.
No, you said things are coming out, right? I was like, nope, don't want to see that. Oh, get the little shoulder thing going. Woo-hoo. Chu's sister got me a new shirt, and I kind of have a little floaty shoulders. I'm like, ooh, look at that.
Oh, that's the Haktua move right there.
Yeah. Luckily, my channel name is right in line to not make that inappropriate. See that? It's perfect.
Oh my gosh, yeah. She's funny though. Her videos crack me up. What did you get, Todd? What did you pull out this time?
WeldWorks. Speaking of the dough.
Oh, you did get WeldWorks. Okay.
Nice. Banana cream pie.
Banana cream pie sour ale.
Let me go grab a beer.
We got some
here
other stuff
quick.
here. A little bit here and there.
Oh, Rod's leaving us again.
He's good at that.
Mr. I'm on beer number 4.
I know, right? Let's see if he goes up on the one he just had. Was the one he just had 11% or something?
It was 11, so yeah, he'd have to search to find a 12, but I'm sure he has some.
Oh yeah, easy. You do that easy.
Some what? What?
You just gotta set it up now.
In that room? Like, how fast was that? What the hell?
I keep a beer fridge near me.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's probably right next to him.
Only because Todd didn't. I was gonna give it to Todd when I moved, but Todd didn't want to come get it. Which now I'm kind of glad he didn't, because that become handy here. But I thought at one point it's like I I'm gonna put all this shit. I went minimalist when we moved and stuff. So
I got a full size beer fridge downstairs, so I didn't need it. I mean, I would have taken it.
Just our normal fridge is our beer fridge. We don't have food in there.
Oh yeah. I got a whole beer fridge downstairs just dedicated for that reason.
I may have 1 jar of mayo and 1 jar of olives in there, but otherwise it's all beer. Like our fridge has no food in it.
We have beer in I have beer in the fridge upstairs too.
And we're happy that way.
Well, the next beer I got here is time for the BBC.
Time for the BBC.
I thought I'd get a little smirk out of that one, but apparently you guys on Urban Dictionary, look it up. But anyway,
No.
Burlington Beer Company, Vaulted Blue. So this is a New England IPA. But I was looking to see about the play. Somebody would like chuckle or something. But yeah, if you don't know what BBC is on Urban Dictionary, you can look it up there.
BBC is the British Broadcasting something, right?
No.
BBC is
No.
BBC News. Yes.
No.
100% it is. You can't say it's not just because it's something else too.
I mean, maybe something else too, but that's not the BBC joke. So you'd have to look at Urban Dictionary. Look it up, Mal. Just look it up. It won't be anything bad. I promise
am
you.
going to
hit
you with a brick when I meet you. Are you kidding me? I know they have bricks in Canada. I will find one.
Look, you could trust me. I'm going to
No,
give you.
I can't. I couldn't even trust
my
you.
godfather movie. You can trust me. You can trust me on this. You can trust me here.
I couldn't even trust you to tell me to turn the knife while shotgunning for the first time, you jerk. So I can't trust you for nothing now.
Gosh, you're still coming back to the whole not turning a knife far enough.
Well, yeah, you ruined it.
I mean, every little thing. Todd, are you looking up BBC right now?
Don't look up.
You said Urban Dictionary. I was going to look it up.
Todd might be a little more shocked if he looked it up there. That was a good joke there too, but you guys don't know what it means, so I can't really
tell
use
us.
it.
You can't leave us hanging like that now, Rod. You got.
I know it's the British Broadcasting Channel or something like that. That's what I know.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what it is.
That's what it is.
That's what it is.
I'm happy in that thought. So shush.
See, now you're gonna make me do it because now it's like
No,
inquiring
you
minds
can't
want
do
to
it.
know.
Don't do it. Please don't do it.
I'll wait for Todd to laugh.
I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I looked up 3 things and I decided never to ever use that website ever again. 3 things. It only took 3 things.
I'm just watching
before
Todd's.
Everything was broken.
Of course, I knew it. I knew that's what that meant. I did know what that meant. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense now.
Nothing he does makes sense right now.
Oh gosh. Oh, I gotta be snorting over here.
You snorted.
When I say
Or
yes,
also it could stand for British Broadcasting Corporation. So you know.
Oh, Broadcasting Corporation. I said channel.
well, that's
Thank
yeah.
you.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you corrected me on that.
Well, I mean, I didn't really. That was, that was.
Don't you hold up that screen. I want nothing to do with it.
That's Urban Dictionary, the other one.
No, but the other part is.
Don't do it. Don't do it. I was judging people who didn't drink. I didn't do all the crazy stuff. I am too sheltered to handle your insanity right now.
I think that was in that song, right? OPP, you know me.
Yeah, down with BBC.
BBC, you know me.
Well, Mal, your world's gonna change in 2 weeks, so just be prepared. Vanessa did 5 more nitros. Very nice. Did you just happen to? Did you get just the nitro style? Or did you get some of the other ones too, Vanessa? My broken phone sending a screen to the large TV. Only have my screen finds, but the entire image casted. Oh, okay. So you're shooting the phone off to the TV because the phone is out.
There you go.
Gotcha.
Dropped my phone into the recliner and I scrubbed in the rails. Oh gosh.
That's the worst.
Yeah. Screen crush at mid center.
Oh.
Look at JT. JT checking in from the Charleston. Appreciate you. JT still in tune.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hi, JT.
Just can't get away.
You just missed our Urban Dictionary lesson, JT.
There is no Urban Dictionary lesson. None. I feel German. 9. Out of the question. Over. Nope.
Over.
All
right.
You're killing me, Smalls.
Oh.
Oh wait, who won the, or what movie won the last poll?
Oh, I didn't. The last poll, it was still. I didn't cast a winner at the end, but when I last looked at it, it was. What do we have? We had Jaws, we had Goonies, we had Sandlot, and
Sandlot.
What was the other one?
It was Stand
by Me. Yeah, Sandlot was winning the most. Sandlot was winning by time at the end. So yeah.
In that case, you're killing me, Smalls.
No, it was a Sandlot or Jaws. I think Sandlot did pull ahead of Jaws on that one. Yeah,
that's tough ones there.
If
between Jaws, bigger boat and Killing Me, Smalls. I mean, that's
if it was Jaws, I'm going to need a bigger boat. But I think it was Sandlot, and you're.
Who signed the ball? I don't know. Some lady, Baby Ruth.
Baby Ruth.
Babe Ruth. Yeah, you know her. Babe Ruth, the great Bambino.
And that kid, that
salt and the SWAT.
That hat he was wearing was so big, like the bill on that hat was huge.
Yeah.
God.
That's a good movie to watch on July. Isn't it like July 4th? They had the fireworks scene. Yeah, that's a good movie to watch around the July 4th holiday right there.
Baby Ruth. Yeah.
Some lady.
Took it from his dad. His dad would be like,
hey, Smalls, you want a s'mores? S'more what?
Yeah.
No, it's s'mores. S'more what?
S'more what? Yeah.
Take the graham cracker. You take the marshmallow.
Squints. Come on, Squints.
You know, at the same time, I'm still like, hey, you guys. I'm on that boat. I'm sorry. I am on that ship. I am on that pirate ship.
They got us ice cream. They got Rocky Road. They got pistachio. Do the truffle shuffle.
Truffle shuffle.
Chunk. Come on, Chunk.
Hey, Chunks, hold this. 3, 2, 1. Oh God, yeah. It was funny watching that now though. Is like how young, they were all young, but like James Brolin, because you see him being so much older now.
Oh yeah,
he was like the teenage, kid and stuff.
You're right.
So.
Yeah.
And then the little kid with the asthma is like Rudy later on, right?
Yeah.
then he does these Stranger Things type role. So
Well, Chunk ended up on what was the Stargate show, right? Was that him? No,
was he on
that wasn't
Stargate?
him. No, that was the chubby kid from Stand By Me. Ended up on Stargate, but he was super like attractive when he got to Stargate, and he was like
Yeah.
the fat one on Stand By Me. So I just find that really funny. Like,
Well, Pilates works.
don't look that up on Urban Dictionary either.
He's not fat. He's my brother. Yeah. Oh, I have a son of juice draft.
Got some maple wood up in the house.
Ever since that sup Trez, yeah. I have shot glass size. I have shot glass size drink pong. It uses tiny pong balls.
Oh my gosh, that sounds adorable on so many levels. Like, are they little in video? Like
Gotta use a tiny
dime-sized
ball.
ping pong balls? Like, that sounds wonderful. I need to
He's
see
got the
this.
smallest balls of them all.
Yes. She is the opposite of ACDC. It's
I
great.
play with ACDC there, yeah. Oh
Wait,
shoot!
when that song came out, fucking amazing. People freaking out like,
Yeah.
I've got big balls and she's got big balls, but we've got the biggest balls of them all. Are you kidding me? Beautiful. Beautiful song. Great lyrics.
ACDC has some pretty good double entendre stuff they put out. You know,
True.
like you're one age, you think it means something, then you get older, you're like, it doesn't mean that. It means this. Okay. Like, yeah.
Which
figure
is
stuff
funny
out.
because a lot of the bands at that time were very single entendre.
Yeah. Well, Prince had double entendre stuff on his too. When Prince
They
did it,
lacked
yeah.
the entendre in general. It was just single.
Yeah. Yeah. They're just words. We don't know. They're just words. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody wrote it and we were just getting high in the bathroom at the time and we tried to sing it. Yeah. But this Vaulted Blue Hazy IPA is pretty decent. I'm pretty impressed with Burlington Beer Company. Like I said, I like getting all their stuff. So this one came in with an ABV of 5.7. So this is a lower one.
Oh,
So
you bounced backwards.
That's real BBC then.
Yeah, nothing big about this.
Does that mean you have to use a British accent when you talk about it? Can you use a British accent when you talk about it, please? I would love to hear the two of you attempt a British accent.
Are you sure, Rod? Are you sure?
That's a second BBC definition. You know, the first one,
No.
yeah, it's a little.
Let's start with Todd. I want to hear the British accent.
No, you don't.
But no, and Vanessa, she's more of a stout drinker, but this is up near her because it's out of Burlington, Vermont. But Burlington Beer Company, anything you see for them is worth picking up, especially if you're an IPA fan. Burlington BBC.
So when I lived in the Caribbean, I went.
Then Todd looked at Todd. He's cracking every time I say it.
When I lived in the Caribbean, speaking about accents, when I lived in the Caribbean, I went to a dinner party. I had the couple that was hosting the party. She was full Irish. He was from Romania, but he had moved to Ireland when he was 15, so he had a Romanian Irish accent.
That'd be interesting.
There was a couple from Texas there, so we had a Texas accent. I had the Midwest accent. We had a very posh Britishman who had like the straight up London proper accent. We had a couple from Australia and we had a couple from Finland. And there was one other couple, I think they were Canadian. So we had a lot of different accents around the table. And of course, the conversation switches to accents at some point. And we all started trying to imitate each other.
Wait a minute. So where did this United Nations meeting happen at again?
When I lived in the British Virgin Islands.
Okay.
It was just a dinner party that somebody threw, but I got invited to this dinner party, and all the accents at the table were quite fun. So I gotta say, the funniest thing I've ever heard in my life was an Irish Romanian trying to do a Texas accent. I had never heard something like that before. and it has to be the most unusual sound in the world. But I kind of loved listening to the posh Brit trying to do the Australian, and like everybody was attempting each other's accents, and it was lovely.
So has anybody ever said are you from such and such place based on your accent?
Who, me?
Either of you.
Oh, well, when I moved there, everyone thought I was from Canada. They thought I sounded like a Canadian, so I had to, like, everyone thought I was Canadian. And I didn't say A or anything, like, that's not a thing that Midwesterners do, but they all thought I was Canadian because I didn't sound like I was from Texas, and they expected Americans to sound like they had a Texas accent from movies and whatnot.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they all thought I was Canadian. I had to say, no, America's a pretty big country, so we have a lot of accents. But I also, once I came back from there, I had actually picked up some of the British inflection. I didn't speak words like a Brit, but I had, like, do you want to go to the store? So their questions go up and then down at the end instead of,
roller
do you want to
coaster.
go to the store? Like an American, do you want to go to the store, or do you want to do this?
Yeah.
And so I actually had people from other countries asking if I was British because they had learned British English and thought I must be British because I end my sentences a certain way. And it was very awkward for a long time. And if I get super, super drunk, I still talk a little bit Caribbean. I'll slip into the Caribbean accent. On occasion. It's rare, but it happens, and it's very un-PC, and I'm not going to do it here because it sounds like I'm making fun of or imitating in a rude way kind of thing. But I will slip into the Caribbean accent on occasion, and it's not good when it happens. It's very
You're funny.
That made me think is like back in the college days when I played baseball, we used to go down south a lot. And everybody down there always thought we were from like Texas or somewhere else. And we're like, no, we're from Indiana. And they're like, Indiana? Like, are you sure you're not from the South or from Texas or something?
Are you sure?
Well, you're South Indiana.
Are you sure?
You're almost Kentucky.
I'm like, we're in the South now. What do you mean? Shouldn't you know?
Well, it's funny. You said go to the store like 3 times there. And I was laughing because in my mind, for some reason, I kept thinking of the Seinfeld episode. These pretzels are making me thirsty because they can say it over and over again. And when you can say that, it made me think of these pretzels. No. Say it like this. These pretzels are making me thirsty. No. Say it like this. These pretzels are making me thirsty. So I was caught in the Seinfeld loop. That's why I was laughing when you were saying.
But yeah, I have had people who learned English from British tapes ask me
proper English too, probably.
Yeah. Because I kept some of that inflection from the islands. It wasn't intentional. I don't know if I've spoken about it before. I might have, but I have what I called parrot disease. All through my youth, if someone said a thing and I found it interesting sounding, I would repeat it back to them like a parrot. And unfortunately, in a lot of situations, that can get you into a lot of trouble. For example, if you're ordering...
Are you mocking me?
Yeah, if you're ordering Chinese food at the mall and she says, I'll give you egg rolls, $2 in her accent, and you repeat that back to her in her accent, she does not look as pleased about it.
You can't say the R for the W in that case. No, you can't do that. Like, yeah.
So at the age of 16, with a friend of mine at the mall, I responded to the lady, I give you egg roll, $2. And she was not happy, and my friend got me out of there pretty quick because we were afraid she was going to come around and get us. But I heard a thing, and it was interesting, and I wanted to make the same sounds. And I had that problem for a long time in my youth. And when I moved out of the country, that's when I learned to curb that enthusiasm because, whoa, that's not good. But mostly I was just intrigued by the sound. That's why I was so good at music. That's why I was a music teacher and why I could sing in 35 languages, because I liked hearing things and repeating them. But a lot of people get very offended when you do that, and it wasn't my intention to offend.
You're like, "Dude, you just said that out loud. Did I? Oh, okay.
Yes, it didn't,
Yeah.
it didn't go over so well. I got myself in a lot of trouble over the years with that little tick that I have.
Yeah, I can see where that come into play in some spots. Yeah, you don't want to be like downtown Detroit mocking somebody and like not mocking, but trying to repeat back and like, are you mocking? Yeah.
Well,
Keep traveling with Chew. Chew be like, she didn't mean anything, but we're leaving.
There was one evening in the Caribbean where someone who we were hanging out with was a bit of a mooch, and he was mooching drinks off people, he was mooching cigarettes off people, and he was just, and I gave him my second to last cigarette, and he asked for a match, and I was out of matches, and he called me a couple names for running out of matches, and I immediately flipped into his accent and started screaming at him that he was a fucking mooch and he needed to get the fuck away from me before I had to like leave. So it was an unpleasant situation that a lot of people witnessed that night, and I was very, very drunk.
Well, I feel like if that was a moose, though, you might have been more appropriate to do that. to make fun of that guy, because everybody else is probably like, yeah, he is a mooch.
Yeah, but I definitely talked to him in his own accent, which was unexpected and not very well liked by the locals at that point. So I had the wrong skin color to be speaking to him that way. I should have been shouting and saying like between every other word, apparently, because that's what I'm supposed to do. But either way, I caused a little trouble with my accent picking up abilities.
I think there's times when you can do that, though. So, that's just me. I mean,
oh, yeah. And that guy, if he ever saw me at another place, the rest of the time I lived there, he was like, and he would like hide his face and run out the door. Because he was like, nope.
There she is.
Because he knows Mal was shut it down. He was shut it down.
The thing, though, I mean, you don't. This is going to sound weird, but living down there, I realized that I wasn't a tourist when I was there, but there's this whole culture of don't piss off the tourists. Because if you piss off the tourists, everyone gets mad at you because that could upset someone else's income.
I was going to say, goes the money.
I was very, very pissed at him.
But some tourists are assholes.
Many people. And he apparently got his ass handed to him by his grandmother and his mom and like two of his aunts who just like reamed him up and down for pissing off a white person, which is kind of gross in my opinion. I hate that's the case, but it also meant that he never fucked with me again, which was lovely. I didn't want to talk to him anymore because ew.
I mean, down the island, they see, that's like family will definitely jump on that because they don't know who you are, maybe, and it's kind of like that could be money coming in. So,
well, even though they knew that I lived there and I had been living there for a while, they knew that if he's willing to piss off a white person, he's going to cause trouble. So he needs to be put in his place. So don't do that. And it's gross. I hate that, but it is true, and it did get him off my back, which was kind of nice. So. I mean, because him off my back for my own reasons, which was he was a mooch and he kept stealing shit from everybody, and fuck him. Like, seriously, dude, get a goddamn job and pay for your own shit. Are you kidding me?
Mooch is one thing. A mooch is one thing. A thief is another. So
I know, it was gross. Anyway, sorry. I just went off on a tangent. I'm done now. I need another beer.
Nobody ever goes off on a tangent on this channel.
Never
happens.
Why don't you contemplate fried bologna, and I'll be right back.
You know what I saw with this past week was somebody was doing smoked bologna. I think it was Kettle was doing smoked bologna. Like a big roll of the smoke, he had it cut and everything, and it was on the smoker.
No, I've got one in the freezer. I'm going to do on a smoker too at some point here soon.
Yeah.
Cut it up and season it all up, and
I've never thought of bologna as a smoked meat for barbecues before, but it seems like people are getting into it now.
Yeah.
Or maybe they've been into it. I just haven't noticed. Whatever. I'm just.
Well, I mean, why would you, since you never had a bologna sandwich until recently?
Not a bologna, fried bologna. I had bologna for a time I was a kid. I've never fried it until a few years ago. I mean, you know, I did have some brisket last week that was pretty good. One of our stores, they smoke brisket every like day or whatever. And they had smoked brisket out. Oh, it was put on one of like the honey type, not like Hawaiian type bun, I guess, and
Oh yeah,
onions and jalapenos on there. Oh yeah, that was pretty tasty.
I got a brisket too. I need to smoke. I got a couple things in the freezer. I'm just like, just got to do it.
Yeah. Brisket. I like some brisket.
Yeah, brisket's good.
But beer pong is actually the winning it out right now. But I think people just don't know what Thumper or three man actually was. So
yeah, I didn't know what Thumper was.
Because Thumper and 3-man, we got crazy drunk playing those games back in the day.
What was the other one besides beer pong? What was the other one?
Quarters.
Oh, quarters. Yeah.
Yeah. Quarters. We did. We had quarters, but then we had actually speed quarters. You don't know if you ever did speed quarters back in the day.
No,
but speed quarters were with 2 shot glasses. So we run 2,
you know what?
and if it caught you, you had to chug.
Yes.
Yeah. So we would do the speed quarters. Yeah.
I've done that one before also. Yep.
We got drunk back in the day.
So,
No.
oh, I got a beer. Okay.
Why did you say lucky? Napoleon Dynamite.
James just said it's loud here, so I can't hear anything. I went lucky.
He's like watching us like we're a silent movie right now.
So I have a collaboration beer between Church Street Brewing, which they are located. I can't remember where they're located. Itasca, Illinois, and then Will County Brewing. This is a Vienna style lager, 5.2%, and the name Der Kommissar, that reminds me of a song, and I can't.
That's a song. There's a song with Der Kommissar.
Yeah, what is that? What song is that? It's driving me crazy.
The song is Der Kommissar.
Wait, that's what it's actually called?
That's the name of the song, yeah. That was like in the 80s, like MTV back in the day.
Yeah, I remember there being a song that had that.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I remember that video. Yeah.
Anyway, it's a 5.2. Yeah.
Oh, you're going light now too.
Vienna lager.
Why so light?
So
Der Kommissar was actually done by Falco.
Well, we talked about cleaning out the fridge, and that is kind of what I'm doing. These are all beers that were gifted to me at different events that I worked. I got several Church Street beers. I did have their Czech style amber yesterday.
Check.
And to be entirely honest, I was really not a fan of the Czech style amber. It was too sharp for an amber. It poked back. It was weird. So
you know why I was sharp. You
gotta give him that hawk too and spit on that thing.
That's why it was sharp.
Well, the Vienna lager is quite nice. I do like that. Will County Brewing also does a beer called Fruity Pebbles, which is a wheat beer that's fruited, and it's beautiful. Like, Will County has some really good beer. So I'm pleased that I'm happier with this beer than I was with the Church Street Czech style amber, which still just it hurts my brain to think about a Czech style amber, but okay.
Best thing about that ride is she didn't even phase. She just kept on going.
Nope.
Yeah.
Just went right over it. It's good. Good beer.
This beer is good. Knocking this beer out.
Surprise, surprise.
You got to ride?
Yeah, if I didn't have to, I'd go on a Stone Cold roll.
You're turning into the 20-minute man. Every 20 minutes, you need a new beer.
I drank a beer. I drank another beer. 3 beers. 4 beers. Oh, no. 5 beers. 6 beers. 7 beers. 8 beers. 9 beers.
I feel like I could do that tonight if I'd have to get up in the morning. I just feel like,
it's going down way too easy tonight, ain't they?
Going down way too easy. Which I don't know. Next week is I don't know if we're doing a show next week because it's July 4th. So,
really? Nothing? No? Okay.
I mean, I might. I'm not going to. I mean, I can watch fireworks from my front window, so I'll probably do so. I don't know if you guys are planning to do anything for July 4th. That's something we hadn't decided, but
You guys missed my funny.
I don't think so.
You said it's going down way too easy, and I said that's what she said, or I said heard that before, and nobody reacted. Very disappointed.
We're just
I
used to it.
mean, I know you said something, but all I heard
Blah 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 blah.
Have I been talking too much? I gotta stop then. I'm sorry. I don't
knew
want to
something was
I
there.
don't want to like take over the show. I'm sorry. Have I been talking too much?
not at all. No. It's all about talking. It's a talk show. If we're not talking, then why are people watching? Because that's what we do. You got to talk.
Gotta let my dog out.
I will admit I didn't
Who
eat
let
it.
the dogs out? Todd. Todd.
I did.
I will admit I didn't eat as much today, so I think the beers are hitting a little harder. So
If you didn't eat enough, yeah, that'll definitely hit on you a little bit.
it does.
It happens.
If I get too chatty, let me know.
Nah, you won't get too chatty. Trust, we've seen people on some of these channels that get real chatty. You're good to go. Yeah.
But if I get boring or anything, yeah.
You get boring? That never happens.
You know, it's funny. If I get boring or anything, and Todd's like, "Ooh,"
That's what I said.
I'm like,
What
okay.
did you say? What do you mean?
I mean, that's one way to let me know, I guess.
I'm just teasing.
I mean, you could twist the knife the other way next. It's cool.
Okay. No, equal opportunist.
That's just Todd being Todd. So.
I didn't mean that. We really didn't mean it.
Yeah.
Here's the biggest challenge. How long can you go without saying anything now?
Not long, because of the freaking channels. I got to talk. Like, people are here to
Not
talk.
you. Not you.
I kind of got
So
to
you'd
talk.
be like me. I just do it just out of spite now. Just be like, can't say.
So I gotta get another beer here in a second.
Just teasing now. Now you have a choice. Now you have to talk.
I need another beer. My beard's getting low. My beard runneth lowest. Would it have been like the old talk with the old English back in the my beard runneth lowest. Pour me another wench. Or it's me another wench.
And then Rod falls up as Rod getting drunkest.
I have fallen to the flooreth. I will crawleth away.
No.
I have fallen and I can't get up.
I say stuff like that.
You
You know,
don't
that makes me think of some of the old Monty Python. I need to watch a good old Monty Python movie. I haven't seen one in a bit. Those are always great to see.
That sounds really good.
Merely a flesh wound.
I fart in your general direction.
Your mother was a hamster and your father smelt of elderberries.
Oh, yeah. Monty Python makes me laugh. Except
She
I
had
never really liked
huge
the
tracts of land.
A Fish Called Wanda was the only one I never really got into that one as much. I just never got into this.
It was so
Yeah,
fun.
I feel like maybe there's too many Americans in that. I know Jamie Lee Curtis
You know,
and a few other Americans. It was kind of like not the full English. Just
Me
That was
either.
like
I didn't.
that was between Monty Python and Pink Panther. Like it was like
yeah,
right in that mid area.
yeah. I'm a straight like just give me the Monty Python crew because they cracked me up. I can remember being a kid when you guys are too young probably. I don't know, Ty, you might have been okay a little bit, but when they used to be on TV, Monty Python, it would come on like at 11 o'clock at night or whatever, like after Benny Hill. And
I was gonna say that was when Benny Hill.
Yeah.
Benny Hill was on.
and parents would be like, "You gotta go to bed now," or whatever. And it's like, "I want to watch Benny." And like, no, you can't watch Benny Hill. You can't watch Monty Python. You get to sneak in to be able to see it.
Is it my imagination? Did they actually like flash and have boobs and stuff on?
They did. They
Oh,
did.
yeah,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
Yeah, they did.
I think
I remember. I was like on regular TV. That was kind of.
I think Benny created the nip slip. I think
Yeah.
that happened on Benny Hill probably first.
Yeah, oh yeah,
Either-
for sure,
Either either that or a Solid Gold. I can't remember offhand, but Solid Gold used to have some stuff that would happen too once in a while.
Yeah. Oops.
Yeah. Good thing that was before you could rewind TV. Wait a second. Let me go back.
See,
Yeah.
but I still remember from Benny Hill him always showing his girdle. He always had that girdle, to show how he was sucking it in and all that. It was
Yeah.
always so funny. And then, the fast music would play and all the girls in the lingerie would run around and it's like,
Yeah. Yeah. See, I always say, 'cause I was young-ish then,
Yeah.
but I was thinking if I was remembering it correctly or not, or I was just thinking
Yeah.
that happened and didn't actually, those kind of things.
Well, you know what a funny thing is in the '90s, and Todd used to watch wrestling like that, but like that's kind of considered like the WWE Attitude Era, right? So it used to be live, and they would have things pop out then.
Oh yeah, yeah.
WWE just signed a deal to Netflix, and they're saying they're bringing back the Attitude Era.
Oh,
So
wow.
I don't know what that's going to be kind of interesting again, because remember that's when they started going to
Really?
tape. They started going to tape delays in the 2000s because
Oh,
stuff would
yeah.
happen, and they're
Basically,
like, yeah,
for that reason, for the most
Yeah.
part, yeah, that was their fault.
yeah. So now they're going to be on Netflix, and we'll see what happens there. But interesting.
Hmm.
We got Paul in the house. Cheers, Paul.
Paul?
PA He plays battle shots when he drinks. Oh,
battle shots.
that's got to
What
be
is
a
battle shots?
I don't know what battle. But it's got to be something
Oh,
where
do
you're
you have
battling the
like a grid
shots.
with the shot glasses and you have to guess where the shots are? Oh my gosh, I hope that's the case because that's
I think that would take too long with Paul. Paul's just like, just keep drinking till someone falls. I'm thinking that's battle shots for Paul.
Well, no, you have a beer on the side that you're sipping on while you're waiting
Yeah.
for someone to hit your battle shot, right? And then I hope that's what it is. I'm guessing, but oh my
Maybe.
god, that would be amazing. I need to create the grid. Chu and I need to play this.
Well, I mean, Paul will be in Canada too, so maybe Paul will show everybody how to play that.
Ooh, I love it. I'll bring a whole bottle of Malort.
No, not.
Two. I'll bring two
not-
bottles.
On purpose?
Yeah.
Nobody wants a battle shot with Malort.
Oh, that'll be what the loser has to do.
Malort's not
Oh.
that bad.
Todd will take all the Malort then.
I mean, I ain't saying that. But...
Well, I got Drew to agree to take a shot of it, and he got tricked by Shane to do it, and he hated it so much it was ridiculous. But he agreed to take it if I brought it. So
Drew doesn't turn down
I
any
mean-
shots. I don't believe. I
I
think.
mean,
Drew-
don't get me wrong, it's not great, but I guess I heard so much bad things about it. I was like, okay, this is not terrible. It's not great by any means, but it's not like super.
did you see the what's the YouTube video called? The official Malort.
I'm gonna
commercial?
get a beer while you guys do that real quick.
Did you
Say
see
again,
that? Todd? So there was a YouTube video called "Official Malort Commercial," and it was supposed to the guy trying to do the commercial. He was saying that he was the grandson of Jepsen, who started Malort, and it's a Swedish liqueur, and going through the whole thing. But every time he took the shot, he was supposed to say Malort, take the shot, and then say something good about it. And it ended up being a 5-minute video of him attempting to do this, and he could not do it. Like he was saying the
something
worst
good.
things because he kept making the face, the Malort face, right?
Right. Like, oh, yeah.
And then one of the times he said, he said Malort, and he took the shot, and he said, "Tastes like an abortion clinic in Finland." I mean, they said terrible things on this, but it was really, really funny. So if you haven't seen
I haven't seen that.
I
Yeah.
think it's official Malort commercial is the name of the video, but it was so flippin' funny. Oh my gosh, this guy!
You do, because that's
And by the end, his button-up shirt. He looked so nice at the beginning. His button-up shirt was gone. He had vomit down the front of his shirt. Like he had finished a whole bottle of Malort trying to film this commercial, and failed miserably. And then it ends with him passed out on the bar. But it was really, really funny. I highly recommend you check that out because. I mean, honestly, just looking at, just typing Malort into YouTube, there are so many hilarious videos of Malort. I mean,
They're probably like, why?
ridiculous. Yeah.
Why? If I had the Nancy character and sound effect, they'd be like, why?
And I actually know why. Did you know that?
Why?
So,
Actually,
Mel,
why?
did you say that was Jepsen's?
Yeah, Jepsen's
Okay.
Malort.
That was the first one that popped up when you put that in.
Nice. So, Malort actually survived prohibition because sold themselves as a herbal aperitif or herbal, to help with digestion. So they survived. They started before prohibition, survived prohibition by pretending to be an aperitif, but now they call themselves a Swedish liqueur. So I mean, oh, are you pulling it up? What are you doing?
I was playing the bullshit about them being an herbal type thing.
Oh yeah, that was total bullshit. But that's how they survived prohibition, nonetheless. Because if you taste like Unterberg or something, it does have that similar flavor.
Yeah, that's one more of the cabbage. I got to clean out the fridge here. So, little cabbage.
I gotta wait.
I ran out of broccoli.
Send that shit to Indiana is what you can do with that stuff.
Try to bring some to Canada.
Or that too. You can do that too. I'll take it home also.
Cabbage. Dogs don't like cabbage.
Yeah, the dogs seem to like cabbage.
That's tasty.
Paul never came in to say if I was right about what Battle Shots was. I was kind of hoping he would say if that's what it actually was, like A3.
You tell Paul. How do I feel about other half?
Right now, pretty good.
Good stuff. Good stuff. What about the other half? This is other half. No, the other half. This is one half. What about the other half? How good is the other half? We never hear about the other half.
Grass is always greener.
Always?
When it's not yours, yeah.
When it's not your grass.
They can go in a lot of different directions there.
Yeah. I'm just leaving that open.
That could go a lot of directions.
Every now and
That's good. That's good stuff. So I wonder how long the Haktua stuff will stay around. It seems like it's on a pretty good run.
I mean, it's only been a week anyway, so
yeah. You say you never seen a Haktua person, Mal?
Oh, you gotta play it now, Rod.
I mean, the last few weeks, the head gasket blew on the car, so we've been car shopping as well as like getting a rental and like trying to survive going to work without having a car, all that stuff. And I'm working like 50 to 60 hours a week, so I really haven't been surfing the internet for anything fun right now. Just to say, it's been a weird couple weeks for me.
Yeah. Oh, Shannon said you don't have to make an excuse of why you don't spend your life on TikTok like the rest.
Well, yeah, that too. That too. No, she's correct. I mean, I really don't live on the internet. I live here in all the stuff that I'm dealing with. So.
Oh my God! There's so much. This is all the Haktua stuff out there. I mean, it's like definitely the most viral thing that's happened so far.
Oh, for sure. And not even close, probably.
Like I was trying to find a video to show Mal, and there's so many people playing off of it right now. She's got a deal already with one of the media agencies.
Oh, so you can't play the original?
No, I might be able to play it. I'm just trying to find it with it.
She's going to be making way more money than she did ever teaching.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, she definitely is. Yeah, she is. Wow. Let's see here.
Well, I heard one of you say something like, she doesn't have to go back to teaching because she's making money. But, I mean, I left teaching for different reasons, but I still miss it. So it's hard to say because, like, people go into teaching because they actually want to teach. I mean,
I was going to teach.
So I feel kind of bad if she can't teach anymore. That sucks.
Yeah, I mean, they signed these social media agreements.
Yeah.
Shan said she was a preschool teacher.
So I don't know.
Oh.
You know, went to college for it or anything.
I would think you'd still have to do that, wouldn't you?
And it takes a very special temperament to be able to do preschool too, because I mean that's a lot messier than dealing with high schoolers.
She was on a
You don't have
temperament
to
that
clean
night for
diapers.
sure.
Well, my whole thing is we all have a different personality.
Yeah.
We're capable of being professional when we're at work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, I mean, she was obviously half tanked, so you know.
Yeah.
just because she acts like that when she's out with her friends doesn't mean she's gonna act like
That's
that.
the thing with teachers, though. It's like they're always like,
Yeah, but you sign a social media policy for some of those jobs, and
Well, my first 2 teaching
that's
jobs,
where it comes
I
into
had
play.
a contract that I could not drink in the town that I worked in. I was not allowed
Yeah.
to go to the pubs. I wasn't allowed to go to liquor store. I had to go 3 towns over in order to purchase alcohol. But that was built into the contract for me.
Yeah. That's what I mean. So if you sign that contract, you kind of taking
Yeah.
that on. Why is it so small in here, though? Well, it's not that much bigger anyway. So this is her. Oh, shit.
What's one move in bed that makes a man go crazy every time?
Oh, you gotta give him that huck to and spit on that thing. You get me?
So that's what.
do you feel me?
That's it? That's what's getting her fired?
Yes.
Yeah, well,
Oh my God.
more to the interview, talking about knocking off the cobwebs and stuff like that. But yeah, there was a little bit more to it. But like the whole thing was like 7 minutes. But yeah,
Okay.
but the hot
Especially
tool
like
was the
Stone
big
Cold.
thing.
1 man, 2 man, 3 man. Or 6. And she's like, or 7 or whatever it was.
Yeah.
But that's like the fake anger of things, you know. It's kind of like, oh, we're
But,
upset
you know,
because she said. Blah, blah,
people
blah,
have been
blah,
fired for teaching, for making a video that is them being intimate with their, significant
Yeah.
other or whatever.
I was gonna say, I mean,
And it
And
happened.
for some, you can grab women's parts and become president, but that's a whole different thing. That's a
So
whole
you can't
different
make
world, right?
off-color comments and still teach preschoolers who aren't going to understand those off-color comments
Yeah.
anyway. No,
Yeah.
I don't think she should lose her job. That kind of upsets me a little bit. I'm sure she's an excellent preschool teacher. It's she was out with her friends,
Yeah.
That's sad that like that.
You
has come
can't
to
be a
this
human
point
and
to-
still be a teacher. Come on.
That's
Come
how
on.
some people are. They kind of track them down. They kind of do that, and in a school or a different job. Like for me, like where I work at, like we have a social media policy, like where if we do some stuff that we could be kind of in jeopardy on some things. But I never put my company on anything really. So,
Well, yeah.
but it's kind of like, stuff that you deal with. People can come back and be like, "Well, I don't want to deal with your company if you got people like this that work there."
Let's be honest. She'll be back teaching again in maybe a year or 2 ish.
Well, I don't know. She gets a good deal. She gets some money. She might just. Be
I mean,
like,
she may
I'm
not
chill.
have to anymore for sure.
Yeah.
But if she went into teaching preschool, she wanted to do it. Like no one.
Oh, you
goes
had to.
into
You
Teaching
had to want to
preschool
do
for
it.
funsies. No, that's not how that works. You go into
She
it.
did
because
it. Did it for
fair.
the summers off. Did it for the summers off.
No one does it for the summers off because you spend your whole summer prepping for the next year and buying your own stuff for the classroom.
I think if I was a teacher, I would not want preschool. Like if I had to choose a grade or whatever, it'd be like high school or something. 'Cause I couldn't imagine having preschool when they're young and all the stuff they had to go through. Yeah,
I love
We've
my
had
7th
presidents do a
graders.
lot more stupid stuff than that, and they're still running the country. So
yeah.
The
Yeah.
middle schoolers were my favorites. They were like angry little kittens. You've seen a kitten that hisses at you and it's all pissed off, it's all fluffed up. They were just pissed off all the time and they just wanted to be all
Yeah,
tough and
see.
adult. And they were not a tough or adult, and they really just wanted, your attention and your praise. I thought they were the funniest fucking thing ever. I loved my middle schoolers.
see that was not the one.
They were
I
my
wanted to go
favorites.
to. I want to do either elementary or high school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't
Our
want
middle
that.
school-
I didn't want that middle school age at all.
Our middle school age was kind of like, we started noticing things about the other sex and kind of it's kind of like that could be. I don't know. I feel like that could be tough for women to kind of teach boys at that age because it's just like
No, the middle schoolers were my favorite because they wanted acceptance so bad. They
Yeah.
really
I mean,
wanted to be
I could see
accepted.
that. I could see that.
And that made
Now
a
when
big
I
difference. It did.
now
High
when
schoolers didn't care. But
yeah.
the middle schoolers still wanted acceptance. They still wanted caring from the people in charge. And I mean, as long as they don't, F around too much, yeah, they're going to get acceptance from me. So they were super nice. I loved my middle schoolers. But I taught from 10 months all the way up to 60 years old. So I taught every age group ever.
And
So,
what could you teach at 10 months?
huh?
10 months, you said. You can teach them how to put the pacifier in?
No, no,
Or
no,
at
no,
60
no.
years old.
I would have
I'm teasing.
No, I had a class of 15 students from 10 months to 24 months.
Yeah.
And with music, it was mostly large muscle movements because they haven't mastered fine muscle movements yet. But like moving one leg and then the other, moving one leg and then the other, and in time with music and reacting differently to music. It was really interesting to
A
watch them
10-month-old
figure
baby?
out how to exist.
A 10-month-old baby? A
Yeah.
10-month-old baby?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Hmm.
No, it was beautiful. Like, because they're like, oh, I can move this way and then I can move this way. I can do this. And then they start doing it and they're excited because they're in time with the
You
music.
sure they weren't trying to do a number 2 there?
Oh, no. The moment, so at this
probably
particular
one
school,
of the
the school where I worked with the infants, I was not a mother. I have changed a diaper once. It was for my niece, and I will never
Yeah.
do it again.
Yeah.
But I when one of them smelled funny, I would pick that one up and walk over to the door and start kicking the door. And their teacher would come to the door because she was waiting outside. And she would take the smelly one and she would handle it, and I would continue the class with the others. So I was not a diaper changing type of teacher. That was not a thing that was going to happen.
Yeah.
But actually, it was really cute. We had these, oh gosh, it was cloth like kerchiefs that they use in like magic and stuff. Like you keep pulling the kerchiefs.
Oh, yeah, handkerchiefs,
and
yeah.
stuff. I had those. And you give them to the kids and they're supposed to throw it up in the air and try to catch it and stuff, like little things like that. But it was all motion a lot with the little ones. And it was wonderful. Like you're seeing them figure out how gravity works because they fall over a lot. You see them figuring out how, a beat happens and they can move with a beat. It was really interesting to watch the human mind develop around what music could be. So yeah, I really enjoyed it, but I'm not a baby kind of person.
Yeah.
They're not my favorites because they have funny smells and they drip from everywhere. Honestly, why do they drip so much?
Yeah.
I mean, adults don't drip nearly as much as babies.
Not till later on.
Not till later on. Yeah. There's a lot of dripping. I'm not for the dripping. Noses.
No, they can learn from that. They can learn from that. I mean, I can remember back in the day, me and my buddies, we would actually do breakdancing moves. And one of my neighbors, her son was like maybe a year old or whatever like that and everything. And he would imitate us breakdancing and stuff. And we would do head spins and he would try to do head spins as well. We'd always be worried about him, but it's like, yeah, he would just, be trying to move with it as well. Yeah.
They
So,
try
Rod, you can do the head
large
spin?
muscle movements. They will try.
I can do that. I can do the head spin.
From everyone.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. I liked it. It was kind of cool.
The thing about
teaching, like,
breakdancing,
animal sounds and
He said he could.
alphabet and all the stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about now. She want to know if you can now.
What?
Sounding, you met me. I ain't doing it now. Breakdancing is a different type of break for me at this point. But
right, yeah. Breaking your arm, breaking your
Yeah.
What are you breaking
Yeah.
today?
I can never get the windmill down. That was the only thing that always pissed me off. Like I couldn't do the windmill as much.
So, Rod,
but-
did you carry around the cardboard and the boombox with you just in case somebody want to throw down?
Usually there'd be cardboard nearby. I was more the boombox type thing because I went the DJ route, so I was more the sound type thing. But a few moves here and there, but I wasn't like a main focus like dancer. Like
No, but you remember
to
that
do
in
all
the
that
movies
stuff.
was like grooving or what was those? What was
Crush
some of the
Crush Groove with LL
Crush
and
Groove,
everything.
yeah.
Yeah,
Like they carry the cardboard and they had
Yeah.
boomboxes they were carrying around.
Yeah.
Like,
Speaking of
pull it
LL,
out and-
speaking of LL, his new song with Eminem. I don't know if you've heard it yet or not. They got leaked.
I haven't.
LL is showing why he was a prince of hip hop back in the day. LL puts down some lyric. He goes toe to toe with Eminem on this track, and it's just like
Oh wow.
you forget how good LL was back in
That's
the day.
awesome.
I mean, if anybody gets the chance to listen to it, LL is pretty much fire. I got to pull it. I might do it on a reaction channel here this weekend, actually. But it's like people are getting it. They're like, this shit is just like blowing people's minds right now. Some people like now growing up, all they know LL from is like NCIS, like as an actor, like Ice-T on SVU. They don't know like they were rappers back in the day and what they actually put down. Yeah.
But then when you hear their music, you're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
All right, that's awesome.
Yeah. The new L&L Eminem track that shit's golden right there. That shit's gonna it's burning up right now.
So I know we were talking drinking games earlier. Has anyone played Ancient Aliens drinking game?
No, I never heard of that one. Is that when the poofy guy comes on, you got to drink or something?
Nope, not when the poofy guy comes on. When you're watching the show, anytime they say ancient astronaut theorists or ancient aliens, you're supposed to drink. You don't get wasted on purpose. I mean, it's not crazy, but Chu and I have been playing that for years. Like, we'll get home and we'll be like, let's watch some Ancient Aliens, and we'll throw it on. As long as you're not too believing of the show, it's fine. if you get people who are actually like conspiracy
theorists.
Thank you, conspiracy theorists. I combined the two words instead of having them separate.
What you mean?
Conspiracists. I'm just going with that. If you just watch the show and whenever they say ancient aliens or ancient astronaut theorists, you drink. It's because they'll trick you. They'll be like ancient philosophers, and you're like, fuck, and you have to wait. But it's just really fun. It's an amusing little game that we play. I'm sure there's a lot of people getting completely wasted off the debates, but that's just once in a while. And at least the Ancient Aliens thing has a lot of seasons. So
well, that's true. That's true.
Yeah. So it's a fun game. Chu's actually started doing it at his tap room on Tuesdays. He'll put on Ancient Aliens, and whenever they say Ancient Aliens or Ancient Astronaut Theorists, he'll ring a bell, and the people who know what's going on will drink. He's not allowed as a tap room to support drinking games, but he'll just ring the bell when he hears the words, and people will drink if they know what's happening. It's really cute. He just
ring the bell. Like, you know what to do.
Honest with you,
you haven't seen it.
Mm-mm.
You know, I think you and Shannon would be amused by it.
You never seen Ancient Aliens on History Channel?
Yeah.
Yeah, History Channel's weird. Like
on Hulu,
it's like
right?
daytime is history, and at nighttime it goes to alien shit.
Yeah,
It's just like
I've seen stuff on it, but I've never seen that. I don't think.
But I'm serious. If you guys just watch it and listen for ancient astronaut theorists or ancient aliens, and just drink at those points, it's a fun little show.
Okay.
It can be quite amusing.
But Joe Biden in
the chat room, which makes me happy because we've been doing that for years.
Figure if you watch Joe Biden, it's like, come on, man, look, folks, or I'm not kidding, or I'm not kidding. If he says any of those phrases, you will be lit by the end of the speech. I'm telling you. That's like his three go-tos right there.
Yeah, I'm willing to bet there's an awful lot of very, very wasted people after the debate tonight.
Yeah. Yeah, my mom asked earlier today, she's like, you gonna watch the debate? I'm like, no. I mean, it's like there's nothing new for me to actually pick up from it or whatever. So
yeah.
Plus, I'm doing a show. We're counter programming.
That's right.
Yeah.
But the general ideas of what they stand for has already been pretty clearly placed. Like, what are they going to debate that's going to surprise anybody?
Right.
We've heard all of their comments already. You know, they're not new to the scene.
Yeah, one was president and one's currently president. So what else?
Right. So yeah, there's nothing surprising there.
What
so.
otherwise can you add to what you already did?
Well, it's the first time. It's been the first time a current and a former have ever debated. So
true. But I'm not saying, anybody believe one or the other. I'm not concerned with that. But, I mean, we all kind of get what they're standing for by this point, I think. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really, people are just watching to see who has decorum or not, or who, well, actually, to watch
It's
who
like
doesn't.
it's like NASCAR. They're waiting for the wreck.
Yeah, you're waiting for the wreck. Is
Exactly.
really what
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah. I was promised a wreck. There's no wreck. I was promised there'd be at least one wreck tonight.
You're right.
Yeah.
Maybe next debate we'll have one.
Well, apparently, I don't know if Joe got a little lost, whatever. I'm looking on the background here. It said Dems concerned about Biden's performance tonight. So, because sometimes Joe does say some shit, and you're like, "What did you just say?" I don't even know what you just said there. Like you were mumbling. I don't know what you just said there. Were you thinking out loud, or were you making a point? Yeah.
You say that, but look back at Nixon, look back at Reagan, look back at W. I mean, not Bush Senior so much. He was pretty clear every time he spoke, but there were a lot of them that were.
Was W was the one that you were worried about because he was younger, so you knew those drugs were catching up to him.
Well, W is also the one who said it's important to, the interwebs was a word.
Interwebs, the internets, the internets.
Important to remember to put food on your family, and forgot the word table. I mean, he had a lot of interesting ones to be sure.
I gave W props because W was just like, I'm not talking about 1980 through 1990. Like I'm not talking about a whole decade. I'm not taking any questions. I'm not talking about that decade. Yeah. It's gone. I can't even remember to even talk about that decade. So I gave props to him because he knew where he was. He knew where his lane was, and he stayed in it. Like, don't even ask me about it because I don't remember.
Yep. So I mean, well, I kind of miss Ross Perot. Is that weird that I kind of miss Ross Perot? Because he was like, I'm fucking rich. I got all this shit. I'm gonna run things and I can do it good. Like, can I say how much I kind of loved that random
I was
straightforwardness?
Ross Perot, like the little one running around, like, why aren't you listening to me? I know this stuff. Why aren't you listening to me?
He was fucking Yosemite Sam. He was Yosemite Sam of the
Ross Perot was that kid. That was Ross Perot.
Okay, what?
He was trying to tell him, and they wouldn't listen to him. He's like, Linda, listen, I got it. That's Ross Perot right there. Emerson said somehow they both seemed like high school basketball coaches that hit the bottle. That's funny, yeah.
I mean, we can't name all the prescriptions they're probably on to keep themselves going, but holy crap. I mean, I'm 40 and I'm on several prescriptions already. I can't imagine what they're on at what age.
Well, the funny thing is the thing that I get a kick out of is the whole age thing. And I'm like, you do realize if they were in high school, like they could literally be both in the same high school. One would be a senior, one would be a freshman, but they would still be in the same high school. So it's not like that big of a difference as people are trying to make there.
No.
Yeah.
But yeah. Although it's apparently there's I guess there's a lot of concerns about Biden tonight that came out, but I'm like, he's like what, 80, was it 82, 83 or something? 80. I mean, that's going to be a question for a lot of people, on the age type thing.
I'm kind of stressed about the whole incumbent thing because, I mean, obviously they had to back him, but it's like, I'm sure there's other people out there who could have done something a little different.
And there should be an age limit anyway. Like that's way too old. Like
you got to be a certain age to run for it. So there should be a certain age where you opt out. I mean, you can't be a pilot after 65. So yeah, there should be an age frame.
I'm willing to bet both of them have lost their right to drive at this point because the way they act, there's no way anyone's giving them a driver's license. But
they don't got to drive as their president because they got people that drive them. So.
Well, I know, but if you can't drive a car, how are you driving a country? Like, seriously.
Right.
If you can't, make a left turn properly, I don't think you should be in charge of the nuclear weapon.
You said drive a ball to our country made me think of you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
Oh.
We got dodgeball presidents right now.
So
it made me think of Big Ben Parliament driving around in circles. Oh, look, Big Ben Parliament.
So, do you guys listen to John Oliver at all?
I've never watched it. I see his stuff pop up here and there, but I've seen segments, but I never watched the full show. But on HBO,
my cousin watches him religiously.
So I don't watch him religiously, just on occasion. And I mean, he does make me laugh. I mean, he's just a funny human.
He's a funny guy. Yeah.
But he did one on an episode on the British elections that are coming up. And he was talking about how one party has driven itself into the ground because they've been in charge for 14 years and they literally effed up everything. And how we know that one's not going to be in charge, but honestly, the opposition is kind of shit. So everyone's like, well, we'll take the shit over what we've had. And I was like, I feel like the U.S. is in a bit of the same boat at the moment. Like, what are we gonna do? Because we have this or we have that, and it's like, well, I mean, is there an option 3?
Go to Vanessa's. Go to Vanessa's. That's all we can do.
Yeah, it's go to Vanessa's, hide in the bunker.
That's always the answer.
I know.
Vanessa's.
It's hide in the bunker until the crazy passes and hope for the best.
Yeah. You know what the funny thing is tonight? It'll be because they're doing a thing on Comedy Central with Jon Stewart and them on a daily show, so they'll have the funny recap of what all happened tonight. Because I love watching Jon Stewart like break down stuff, so it'll be interesting.
He is amusing, and his attention for detail is lovely.
Yeah, the way he calls it out. I mean, so you can't beat a good comedian that can walk that line, because a good comedian will make you think while they make you laugh at the same point. And Jon Stewart's expert at that. Like some of the stuff there, it's like, if there was a comedian who would be a politician, I'm like, I don't know why Jon Stewart isn't a politician somewhere, because he has such good stuff that he comes up with. But that's part of his craft. He knows how to hone it in.
Well, they tried to get him to run for years.
Yeah, I mean, we did all the stuff for the 9/11 firefighters and all that kind of. I mean, it's just like he's just so solid. I mean, it's kind of like we had Al Franken that ran and was in there, but like someone like Jon Stewart is just like, he does the research, he does the homework, he puts the work in, and you're like, he would be such a good thing to have in there. And he doesn't side with either side or stuff. He just points the stuff out when shit's off.
Yeah.
J. Paul, we used to play Pass Out on Bourbon Street or Puke. Yeah, I mean, that was your New Orleans growing up back in the day, right? So, Puke at Nick's. He said, we're back home now, drinking a Pulaski pills. You didn't stay too long out tonight then. But I know you said it was loud there. It's probably kind of crazy.
Yeah. Well, it's only a Thursday. Why was Bucktown so nuts? It's usually not that crazy on a Thursday.
It's going into the weekend. In the weekend. Woo!
I've been to Bucktown on weekdays. It's not usually that crazy, so that's really interesting to me.
They're like, close everything down. Mal's coming. Don't let her know we're having a party over here.
Oh, maybe that's it. Oh, is that it? I hope that's not it. Look at me blush. Look.
Mal's walking around. There's nothing happening here.
Where's everybody at? What's going on here?
I'm feeling it being a fun.
Got an interesting name, Bucktown, though. So I feel like that's where a party should be if it's at Bucktown.
I mean, it's technically Chicago, but it's like, Queens to New York. It's a neighborhood of Chicago. So yeah.
Yeah. I feel like your buddy asked you, hey, what you got going on? Oh, we're going out to Bucktown tonight. Oh shit, going to Bucktown? Like, I feel like there's gonna be some action taking place. You're going to Bucktown. Yeah.
Which is funny because within the last few months, they actually had a lot of break and enters on a lot of the businesses in Bucktown. So
wow.
We're kind of shying away from Bucktown. So I'm glad that JT had a nice time and went out and everything was fine. So, because things got a little dicey there for Bucktown for a bit.
Post-pandemic, people's schedules are different. Many work from Saturday till Wednesday or only go to the office one day a week. So almost any night you're busy. Yeah. Well, that's the whole thing. Yeah, things have shifted with that.
That very well could have changed the outlook on Bucktown. That's true.
I just know they send me back to Chicago again. Bad apple. That's on. I'm coming back. I'm getting me no one of them burgers. I'm back in Chicago. I tell you that right now.
For sure.
Yeah. And I'll butcher across the street.
Well, tell me when you're coming, and I'll actually meet you there this time.
Yeah. I mean, that was
Didn't work out last time, but hopefully
didn't work out last time. Yeah. But then burger, that burger, yeah, that was good stuff.
That was good.
Can you just
Yeah.
see me and you hitting up Hot Butcher and then going over to Bad Apple? I would just love that so much.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Yeah. But I can't believe 2 weeks we'll be all together. So
I know, right? Isn't this crazy?
Yeah.
Hey, we're still having a live stream that week, right?
Oh
Yeah,
shit! I guess we could live stream from there. I could. I mean, I'll have my laptop with me, so I can easily do that. And
I'm
on the Wi-Fi, yeah.
I mean, even if I haven't made it there in time, I can still live stream from wherever I'm at on the drive or whatever. But I feel like we should do the live stream.
You're coming up Thursday, right?
Well, we're leaving probably the Wednesday night.
Okay.
After we finish work, so we'll get as far as we can Wednesday night and come up Thursday. So
it won't be too much. So you won't be too much you have left, though. I mean, it won't be too much of a drive Thursday for you.
Yeah, we're going up Tuesday. Where we're staying, Grand Bend. Yeah, Grand Bend. Which is on like just above Michigan, and then we're driving across on Thursday Friday morning, I guess. Yeah.
But we might be able to do the live stream like all of us on one screen. How weird would that be?
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of what we did. That's kind of what we did, Rod, when we were in Cincinnati at the time. You remember?
In Cincinnati, we just set it up there. Yeah, we were all just all on screen.
Drinking beer out at...
But I feel like the show still needs to go on. We might have Shane and the Alkanauts in there.
I'd be like, this part of the show is brought to you by Shane's Craft Beer Reviews, or A Perfectly Me Crafts, or the Alkanauts, or One Flight Down. Well, One Flight Down won't be there Thursday because Alan's coming in Friday. Okay. I know that. I know he's coming in Friday, but I don't know. I think Brian and David are coming up, I believe, but I think they might be getting in Friday too. So I don't know how many people will be there Thursday.
Either. We'll be there Friday.
Yeah.
But I like the idea of us still doing the live stream that night if we can.
I mean, if we're not, I mean, I'll be at I know we check in Wednesday and Thursday. We're looking to play golf. And then Thursday night, I might be back at the hotel then, but I can still set it up to do it live. If we're not in the same room together, we'll do that. But then the other stuff will be together for her. So
we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
Yeah. It'll be good.
Yeah. It'll be fun. I'm excited.
It'll be fun.
JT said we went to see a friend's DJ gig and it was loud in there with the old school tin ceiling. So they got out. It was like too loud. They're out. We're out.
Okay, I've definitely been to the place that he's talking about then.
Only one place in Bucktown with a tin ceiling?
Atrocious. The acoustics are terrible.
Yeah. It's a Thursday night.
We're not doing 4th of July though, right?
No, we are. Maybe next week.
So
I probably will.
I am unfortunately unavailable next week.
Okay, that's fine. Okay.
So Chu has his family reunion on.
You guys are in Michigan. That's right. Yeah.
And the place that we're at, I actually have cell service. I have to walk a quarter mile up to the road in order to get cell service, and even then it's spotty at best. I'm afraid I won't actually be available on the 4th of July.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm playing it by the hip right now, but I'm a little tired. If you guys,
Sometimes we do something, sometimes we don't. So
sometimes you feel like you're not, sometimes you don't, because
Shan says what she's gonna say.
I know you, Shannon. I know you, Shannon.
You know, Almond Joy has a better
Mounds
chocolate.
don't. Because
Almond Joy has a better chocolate, though. Sorry. It just did. I didn't.
I was never a fan of Almond Joy or Mounds back in the day.
I was gonna say I never liked.
I never had either one of them.
So.
Yeah, I didn't love the almonds, but I wanted the joy.
Yeah. Or Hershey's with their chocolate. I don't know if you guys remember that commercial back in the day. That was old school right there. But it had the dog and it said chocolate with Hershey's commercial.
Which, by the way, dogs should not have chocolate.
They should not. But, we're dumb humans, so we just go with it. So, yeah.
Well, I was like the Mars bars, how they did like the space age thing because they had like it was like mousse. It was so creamy, right? Not the nougat. What did they have in there?
Which one? For the Mars bar?
Mars bars. They had that.
Was it caramel?
It was fluffy. It was almost like a mousse. but because it was so aerated, like they had fully aerated the chocolate, but I can't remember what they called it.
Hmm.
I don't know.
I don't know. I did see a video the other day. It was on the old Reggie bar. Remember the old Reggie? Old Reggie. It was after Reggie Jackson back in the day. Yeah, they were talking about that, and because that one faded out over time too, but it was out for a bit. I don't know why the old Reggie didn't last so long. What was the one in the big silver block? That was the
Zero?
It was a silver. No, not a candy bar. It was like a silver block. It was like in a silver wrapper. Chunky or something.
Shannon said a Klondike bar.
No, but a Klondike bar is always good too. What would you do for a Klondike bar?
Yeah, right. Yes.
Their commercials were great. They had great commercials.
I'll give you one of my lungs for a Klondike bar.
That was silver wrapper also.
It was
Chunky. It was an old bar. It was an old candy bar called Chunky. And it was like a big chunk of like chocolate with like
Don't remember that one.
peanuts and raisins in it, but I was never a raisin fan, so I never ate it.
I was talking to one of my employees who's in her 20s about Payday. The
I remember Payday candy bar. Yeah, yeah.
So, I mean, it was caramel and peanuts. And
Emerson got it too. Yeah,
in the middle, right? And she was just staring at me like I was insane. And she's like, "Well, Payday is every other week." I'm like, "No, it's a candy bar. It's not actual Payday. It's a candy bar that I'm talking about with peanuts."
Don't they still make them?
And she just thought I was nuts. So I'm like, okay, well, so is a Payday, but it's cool.
I like Payday.
Yeah, I mean, I see them at Walmart still being out there to Payday.
Yeah.
They had the peanuts on the outside.
And the 100 grand. Do you remember the 100 grand?
I remember the 100 grand.
And the
100 grand was good.
Rice Krispies.
I remember the Charleston Chew as well.
Oh, jeez.
Didn't you put them in the freezer or something? Huh? Oh, you're supposed to? Did you ever put yours?
I never put them in the freezer, but Charleston Chew was a favorite.
I put Thin Mints in the freezer.
She said it says it on the wrapper. You got to put them in the freezer.
And then you hit it against the table and it shatters into little pieces.
Now you know.
What about Sugar Daddy when it was a candy bar?
Oh, I love Sugar Daddy. Yes. I love the little chewables, and I love the stick one and the candy bar. I love Sugar Daddy.
The little chewables with the sugar babies.
Yeah.
And Sugar Babies. That was the little ones. Yeah.
Sugar Babies. Yeah.
Chew was a Heath bar guy, and that was too sharp for me. Yes. I got injured on Heath bar too many times. I was like,
that was her favorite, was Heath bar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then we had the non-chocolate stuff with the pixie sticks and the sweet tarts and
oh yeah, and the ring,
the fun dip, the ring, yeah. In another video I watched like the wax lips. Remember the wax lips back in the day?
Oh, I love the wax lips. Actually, one of my favorites was the plastic sticks that you chewed off the end and it had juice inside.
Oh.
What were
I don't remember those ones.
No,
I don't remember that one.
It was a tube of
Were those
plastic.
ones that look like the fang teeth or whatever? No?
It was the same plastic that they used in the fang teeth, but it was tubes of juice. And you would bite the end out.
I don't. Okay.
Yeah, I know you're talking about now, yeah.
But I can't remember what they were called.
Or something? What were they called? Was it Gushers or something?
Gushers might have. Well,
Gushers
Gushers was something later on.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
This was wax, like the chewable wax, but inside was juice. And they did like the cherry cola ones, and they did like the orange soda ones, but they did like the regular juice ones too. And I remember
the cola ones.
Yeah. Yeah, some of them were little bottles. Okay. That's true. Like the cola bottles.
We did Swedish Fish too back in the day.
Swedish Fish was a good one. The Sour Patch Kids, of course.
I still got Sour Patch Kids here. Yeah. They just came out with a Sour Patch Kids Oreo. And I'm going to tell you, it was pretty tasty actually.
What was
it? Give you Sour Patch Oreos they came out with limited edition.
I saw those.
Went through one. Yeah. They were actually pretty good. Yeah. They were pretty good. Fucking Oreos. I don't know how they're doing it with their chemical lab, but it makes shit taste like the way you expect it to taste like. And it's like, yeah.
So I manage a brewery and 2 restaurants, and one of the restaurants does milkshakes. And the milkshakes we have the Heath Bar one, we have the Reese's Pieces one, we have the Reese's Peanut Butter Cups one. We have Nutella, but we also have like the sour ones too. It's kind of fun. Like we do a lot of different milkshakes with all the weird candy ingredients in it. I love it.
Yeah.
And the other night, one of my employees she's 15 years old. She's such a sweetie. She was asked for a root beer float, and she got confused and hadn't had a root beer float before. So she put root beer and ice cream in the cup and then mixed it like a milkshake, like with the mixer.
Oh, instead of just scooping it in, yeah.
And so she made this, and the person did not want that because they wanted a root beer float, and she didn't know what to do. So she came over to me and said, "How do I make a root beer float?" And I said, "You put root beer in a cup and then put ice cream on it." And she went, "Oh, I did that, and then I mixed it." I said, "Oh, yeah, that's not how that works. But I will drink this one. It's
Yeah,
great."
I'll take the other one that you did, though, by the way. Yeah.
I 100% drank that, and it was lovely. It was root beer ice cream is what it was, and it was just beautiful.
Yeah.
But the person didn't want it, so hey.
Like, I didn't want a root beer ice cream shake. I wanted a float. I wanted to float.
Yeah.
My ice cream ain't floating.
But
it's all going to the same spot. I don't care. I wanted my yeah.
Like, no, I don't want it that way. I
And
want to
at
mix it
the same
myself.
time, I'm thinking, how did you make it to 15 and not have a root beer float by now? But that's okay. If
I
that's
mean,
the case,
you
I'm
went
a
through
little
college.
worried.
You went through college not playing beer games. So I mean, we all have our path that we walk. I mean, yeah.
True. Touche.
Can't
pass judgment. Can't pass. Which
I'm
beer
not
pong
passing
is
judgment. I'm just having to train. It's
Beer
not
pong-
judgment, really. I just
beer
I
pong is the
have to
one
sort
way
out
out
the
in front
issues.
by a 2-3 margin. Beer pong for the poll tonight. So
Well, I mean, more people have heard of that one.
yeah, I'm telling you what though, Thumper was a game back in the day. 3-man, good game, but maybe not as heard about. But if you look up 3-man, you could definitely get lit drinking that one.
Rod, you're gonna have to teach us Thumper in Kansas.
Yeah.
Is it terrible that every time you say 3-man, all I can think is rub-a-dub-dub 3-man in a tub, and I don't want to play that game because ew. Is that terrible?
I mean, if you find yourself with 3-man in a tub, you know what you got to do.
Run is my first thought.
Just saying, that's what you got to do. Sark says, I say play president. We talked about the president drinking game. Yeah, you can definitely get lit doing that for sure.
In a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Wait, one of their heartbeats or one of our heartbeats? Because they're at different levels.
True.
1 to 5 heartbeats. Yeah.
True. One of their hearts probably is not even beating, so
probably not. One of them was like Scotty on Star Trek. I'm giving her all she's got, Captain.
That's not enough. That's not enough.
Oh.
Damn it, Scotty, I need more heart. Oh gosh. Yeah, it's
Wait, Rob, before you close it down, I feel like we need to have a PSA about forest fires.
Oh, but we haven't talked about Ravinia thing either, too.
Oh, we didn't talk about the Ravinia
Before
thing.
we wrap it up here. So Ravinia, which I love the post, I shared it on a different social media earlier today. Pretty much the difference between Ravinia Beer and the Ravinia Music Festival, they're not the same. So
No.
I love that they did, but it's just like this music festival is really pissing me off. Like, like what is it like? Like, how are you attacking like this little brewery on stuff like it? You guys are getting all this money in. I wish the artists got involved and they were kind of like started slamming back against Ravinia because I feel like they'd have the power to make them make a change.
I don't think
So
the artists know. And I don't think anyone's reaching out to the artists. I think someone should. Someone who they'll listen to. I don't know who they'll actually listen to because it's not me, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But yeah, if we want to share the post, I can kind of talk about it a little bit. But it's kind of fun.
Yeah, go ahead. Like, talk about it a little bit there on.
Well, are you gonna pull it up or am I gonna pull it up?
Let's see if I got it here. I'll take a look.
If you have it, it's much easier because my phone's there's two of them.
Let me see.
Thank you for laughing at that. That made me feel better.
I'm all about making people feel better. Where is, because I'm trying to think what's easier. Where's my Facebook thing?
All right. I did
Put it in the
find
book,
it if you
Facebook.
don't.
I got it here. And then it flips over there. And then I go back over here. And then I got to present and share. I don't know why I'm talking like this, but that's what I'm talking like right now.
I was like, what is that?
Yeah. So here it is here.
Before I go into the post, obviously, Music Festival is suing my brewery because the town's name they have laid copyright to. And they are trying to destroy us through that name. So the first picture there, it shows a big sign that says Ravinia District, Highland Park. And it says, question, music festival? Answer, a town with restaurants, schools, farmers markets, and community events. No, not a music festival. And then there's...
Not a music festival. Yeah.
Yep. The next one is Ravinia Barbecue and Grill. Is this a music festival? Served food, beer, and live music. But no, not a music festival.
Not a music festival.
Not a music festival. The next one is Ravinia School. Music festival? Serves food and has live music. But no, not a music festival.
You get the point here. It's not a music festival.
Yeah.
The next one is Ravinia Brewing. Music festival? They serve food and beer. But no, not a music festival.
Not a music festival.
The next one. This is our Steep Ravine IPA. Music festival? It's a green beer. But no, it's not a music festival.
Still not a music festival.
And the last one, Ravinia Green, which is a golf club in Ravinia. Music festival? Serves food, beer, and live music. But no, it is not a music festival. So
you guys understand what's happening here? They're not music festivals.
This is the first time. This is the first time since the lawsuit came about where we've gotten a little snarky about it.
So dumb.
Because they had, honestly, my owners have been trying to, create a dialogue and actually talk to them and actually sort out the problem, but it's not been met with anything but high-priced lawyers. And so this time we got a little snarky. We kicked up a little dust because honestly, are you kidding right now? Look at Ravinia School has live music because they have a elementary band and they serve food because they serve lunches to the kids, but they're not a music festival. And
so
this is stupid. It's so stupid. And I just want our brewery to be not attacked by this company that has so much money that they could bury us. And it's just so sad. We're just a neighborhood pub that people come to and we give them beer and we give them food and we try to do some little events and we host graduation parties and stuff for 20 people, not for 2,000 like they're doing. We don't have Carrie Underwood performing. We're not doing anything crazy. We're just a bar. Let us do our thing and you can do your thing, or let's work together. And it's just so annoying because they're trying to shut us down and nobody else. Everyone else on that list is, except for the bar and grill. Everyone else exists right now. And no one
they
else
targeted the bar and grill?
No, the bar and grill closed of its own accord.
Oh,
That was a separate thing, but they were never harassed by the festival. They were never questioned by the festival, but we are.
Yeah.
And I don't understand. I don't understand. Our owners live in Ravinia. They raise their children at Ravinia schools. Like their kids have gone to Ravinia school. It's not like they came up with the name out of the blue. They live there. This is the town. And it just hurts my soul so much that there's so much fighting, and there doesn't have to be. It hurts my soul that they would place $300 orders and I would spend 25 minutes packing up their order because I wouldn't let my staff do it because I knew that they were going to leave a $1 tip, and the manager doesn't get tips anyway. It was fine. I used to pack up their orders so my staff wouldn't suffer the loss of that tip.
Yeah.
And
you know what you got to do when you pack up their orders now?
Spit and everything?
Dude, spit on that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually got that one. Did you hear? I answered it first. But no, they don't order from us since the new lawsuit came out. They stopped
they
ordering
shouldn't.
from us, which is fine. I mean, actually, that's better for the staff because they weren't getting tips, and the people would come in with their tax exempt ID, which was fine. I mean, they're a non-for-profit.
Tax ID and not tip as well.
Yeah.
They're non-for-profit. They're not working for profits, but they want 10% of every beer we've ever sold. Like, that's what you asked for in the first lawsuit, but you're not for profit.
Bullshit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I love this place. I love Ravinia Brewing with all of my heart. I won't call the festival Ravinia Festival anymore. I don't call them that. I call them the festival. There have been joking talks amongst customers that we should name ourselves Festival Brewing Company just to fuck with them. So that's not going to happen, but that has been a joke amongst customers. But I mean, we're just serving food. We're serving tacos and beer, and we're not hurting you at all. So what's the problem?
Right.
Yeah.
Like, either let's talk or stop.
X-Lax.
What are you doing?
Clark says put X-Lax in their order.
There you go.
Well, that's kind of shitty, Shark. That's kind of shitty. I'm just saying.
Oh, you just compounded the bad joke.
Yeah.
So
No,
that is the most recent of these social media stuff on this thing that I'm dealing with. Wait, not the thing that I'm dealing with. I am keeping the tap room afloat and telling the owners not to tell me things, but I see things because my coworkers, my employees will come up to me and say, "Dude, did you see the Facebook post today?" I'm like, "No." They're like, "Here, look." I'm like, "Oh, fuck." Because I know it's going to be a whole lot of talking that day as customers come in asking questions and me telling them I don't know shit because I told them not to tell me things.
Yeah.
A lot of the regulars are aware that I don't know stuff, and it's cool. I'm happy that way.
It's probably the better way to play it.
It is, because the lawsuit is not my expertise. It's not my focus. My focus is creating a great tap room with great food, great beer, and great staff who will serve our customers the best to our abilities and make a good experience for the people who come to us. That's what my focus is, because I want to own a brewery and I want to do the same in mine. Right. So right now, as a GM, that's what I'm doing. So, it's a hard time at the moment, and my staff is asking me questions like, "Are we in trouble? Are we closing?" I'm like, I don't know the specifics. I don't know the details. I just know that you and I are working together to create an amazing space for customers to come. And I want to keep it that way. I don't want to know. I don't want to know if we're about to close. I don't want to know if we're about to change the name. Don't fucking tell me. I don't want to hear it. Because
it's kind of crazy.
I just want our customers happy and our staff happy. And that's all I care about. So it's been rough. I will admit, it's been very stressful.
Well, I like the post they actually shared there, so I shared out all my stuff too.
Well, it's the first time
I said that before. Like, you got to get into the core of social media and stuff now, and kind of have done that so people can kind of respond to it. But the Sharks thing, yeah, there actually was a tricky game called Asshole we used to play back in the day too. But I guess you could sub that in for the presidential debate
For
as well.
sure.
Create a beer mocking the festival without mocking the festival.
We did. We did. So you've heard of Band Aid, that thing that they did in the 80s that was all the bands raising money, or Farm Aid, or those things?
Well, there was Farm Aid after Live Aid, and then there was
after the festival came out with their lawsuit, we had one of our sours, we renamed it Beer Aid. And it was it had like electrolytes in it. It was for sports people. It was a low ABV, but it was a sour, it was a goza with the Himalayan sea salt and stuff, you know. But so we had a beer called Beer Aid. We renamed our Keystrokes Key Lime Sour to Taco Lime Sour because they said us using keystrokes, meaning piano keys, was a reference to music, and therefore we were trying to be off their coattails because we can't have beer names that reference music, apparently. So we renamed that one to Taco Lime Sour. It's the same beer, but it has a different name.
You guys should do a no festival here, Hefeweizen.
Well, you know, I tried to talk them into coming out with a sour called Sour Grapes just to see what would happen. They didn't go for it because a grape sour is a little weird, but I suggested Sour Grapes as a sour. So yeah, they've come out with a couple beers, and we did the Community Matters beer, which was our Vanna Lager, but that one was
Dave actually loved. He really enjoyed that one. I know.
It's a great fucking beer. I have some in the fridge. I love that beer. It's really good. And we have T-shirts that have, and we had like actual members of our community from the back, all with their arms around each other, like walking in a line as the back of the shirt. So, yeah, I mean, we're just trying to survive, and this large non-for-profit corporation is trying to destroy us. So it's been a rough road, I will say.
Yeah.
And
non-for-profits used to be nice back in the day.
Yeah.
There was a time. Right now is not that. I think their last CEO, when he left the company, he was making $800,000 a year. I made $1,200 something last Monday at the tap room for all of my staff, which I have a staff of 36 right now. We made $1,200 last Monday. So we can't compete with what they have. They had Jason Mraz and Carrie Underwood last year. Like, how can we compete with Jason Mraz and Carrie Underwood? You know. So we're trying to keep going. In fact, it's been really hard.
Oh, you got to keep spreading the word and keep getting people involved and stuff.
Yeah, and we do.
And if they care that much about a little guy, you know what I mean? Like, what are you guys going to do to them?
Well, one of my lead bartenders is saying we need to reach out to John Tapper. Do you guys know John Tapper?
Not personally, but I know who John Tapper is.
He does the Bar Rescue.
Bar Rescue, yeah.
The Bar Rescue show. Yeah. And every time he comes in, he rebrands the bar. So if we have to do a full rebrand, we're thinking about reaching out to John Tapper to help us to do a full rebrand of the bar because they won, and that sucks. But I mean, at least he might help us with our tap lines. We have 2 tap lines that are always foam, and it drives me crazy. So maybe he'll help with the tap lines. But we're actually talking about who to reach out to. This is the staff, of course. This is not the owners or any of the lawsuit actual stuff. This is a couple of us talking about writing a letter to John Tapper and saying, help us, please.
Yeah.
So, because they can't sue us if we don't have the same name. And I mean, it would be hard to give up the name because the name is...
It's kind of weird because other people it's part of that area. So other people are using that name.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, everyone else is, but we're not allowed to apparently. So, but yeah, that's actually been in talks from a couple of our staff members to reach out to John Tapper to get a rebrand to save us from the lawsuit.
Yeah.
The owners, as I told them that some of the staff was talking about it, they said, we're not going to say yes or no. And they just left it at that. And I said, okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, that's the thing, Kevin, is just like I mentioned that earlier, like a while back, it's a matter of getting the beer community involved too to kind of spread that stuff out there to put pressure back. Like
Now,
I
I
said,
will say Dave has been amazing. And honestly, Rod, you've helped a lot too, because when I talk about it here, more people learn about it. But Dave has interviewed 2 of the owners now and like talked to them and stuff. So Dave Zalatoris for Beer in Front has been wonderful trying to help get the word out and stuff about what's going on. And when I go to the events, like the beer tasting events, I'll have other breweries coming up to me and saying, hey, how are you guys doing? Because they're aware that there's a problem. They just, they don't know what level we're at and stuff. So, I mean, we're trying to get the beer community to know about it. But at the same time, I've been running a brewery, and running a brewery is a lot of work. And trying to help another brewery at the same time can be really tricky.
yeah,
I'm inundated. I'm overwhelmed with the amount of work I have to do as a GM. And helping another brewery sounds like it could be very tricky for a lot of places because
sure,
it's a hard business. So, yeah, they're aware of what's going on, but a lot of them aren't in a position to help us. So,
well, I mean, we'll keep spreading the word as best we can and try to get people involved and share that story. But
and I'll keep doing the same thing.
That's the big thing. Is that just get out there, like I said, and this type of thing is letting people know so they can kind of respond to it and putting the pressure back to them. And eventually, you never know. Maybe somebody gets to like a carry under or something like that and everything. Like, hey, that group you're working with is picking on a brewery that's like got nothing to do. You just never know. So sometimes the world is smaller than we think it is.
That's true. Yep.
Yeah. But we'll keep fighting that fight, but we're going to go ahead and get this shut down. Was there something else you were going to say earlier? Before we went to Ravinia? You were going to say something. I said, we got to talk about Ravinia, but I thought there was something else you had.
There was something else I said, but I don't remember what it was. So I guess we'll wait till 2 weeks from now.
But yeah. But that being said, it was great to have everybody back in. Great to have another show this week. Thanks for everybody that tuned in as well. But we'll go ahead and wrap it up. Yeah, Shark said do a short video that we can all share. So if you,
I will talk to the owners and see if that's okay. I have to ask permission for anything that revolves around the lawsuit, of course. So I will talk with them and see if that's something that we can share either on my channel or if I share it on mine. I'm sure. I don't know if you'd be willing to share it too, Rod J, but
sure, yeah.
If you could, that would be helpful. I mean, just something to get the word out.
And that might be something too. I can talk to Dave about sharing as well, because he might want to put something on his podcast about it, and since he's interviewed with the owners, so we can kind of look at share it that way too. So either way, definitely getting the story out there. So
because we're in a rough situation. That is true.
Oh yeah, it's
that sucks.
Yeah. Well, I've been told to order glasses with the logo only lately. That scares the hell out of me.
Well,
just the logo, nothing else. And I was like, oh, that's not good. But I don't know what that means necessarily. I don't know the specifics. I just told, hey, get glasses with just the logo, not the name. And I went, oh, okay. So
that could be a good thing because maybe they're thinking of rebranding or whatever, but using the logo. And then
I only have 11 of our 5-ounce taster glasses left, and I really need to order glassware. So I desperately need to order glassware, and I was told to put the logo on it, the circle with the flower in it, like just that.
Yeah.
That worried me a little. I will say.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I love this brewery a lot. And I care a lot
Well, we'll
about my
keep-
staff and everything. So
We're June. See you next time. Great. Thanks, Emerson.
I'm sorry, Emerson. I didn't mean to be a downer. I'm sorry. Still great beer. Still great beer. And oh my gosh, tacos. If you ever get down to Chicago, you got to try our tacos because holy crap, they're so good.
Between the tacos and then going to Chew for the deep fried ramen, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So, and of course, Bad Apple. I'm going to be one fat guy coming out of Chicago next time.
Yeah, no
So,
kidding.
yeah.
We got you covered. We know how to.
I better go during the winter where you can store that. Yeah.
You have the food and then you have the beers, and it's great.
Dub beers.
No
The
beef spot. That being said, we're gonna go ahead and get up out of here. Thanks for everybody that tuned in. Hopefully, you guys have a great weekend. Hopefully, you enjoyed yourself, and hopefully,
4th of
we'll
July.
see you. If not next week, the week after. But Mal won't be here next week. Play it by ear. I may be here. Todd may be here. We'll see what happens.
See what happens.
Thank you, Shark.
Y'all have a good one. Cheers, everybody.